Welcome everybody to Rolling Until Ragnarok's mini-series Colliding Horizons, where we flesh out some of the backstory of how these characters got to the current campaign, which I'm sure you're coming from, and if you're not, then thumbs up. But anyway, I'm Waywatcher, the DM, and these are our people. Everybody say hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Great. Nara, why don't you talk about you? Just introduce yourselves. Go one at a time.
I'm
Nara first.
I will be playing Kasha.
Awesome.
I'm Kat. I'll be playing Ash.
And I am Seth. I will be playing Whisper.
Awesome. Anyway, thank you Screwball Gaming for supporting this, and for everybody who hasn't gone ahead and followed everything, do it. All the links are in the description. Any maps we use are either edited or taken from somewhere else. They're also in the description. Thank you guys for being incredible map makers. Music is made by people as well. In the description. Everything's in the description. Go in the description and follow people, please. Okay. From there, we're going to start. Everybody's good?
Yep.
Fantastic. Yep. We are in the dimension of Omni. It's the existence. It's a piece of the Neverwhere realm. It is a Fey realm that, and where we are is really considered like kind of off in the middle of nowhere. This is like the Alaska of this area, if you get what I mean. Currently, right now, it is a cleared sky day, and the Kitten Caboodle ship is just pulling up into Port Maddison for the very first time, and it is, I would say this is after traveling for an incredible long time. You guys have probably been at sea, or like whatever the magical version of the ocean is, for a good 2 or 3 months, because there has, and as you made it towards here, which was supposed to be a very short trip, became much longer because there is absolutely no weather, which means the sails do not work, and they had to row a giant ship all the way here. Luckily, it is a magically spectral crew that crews the Kitten Caboodle, so you guys didn't have to do much physical work yourself. But that being said, it did take an extra long time to get here. You guys are part of the Vault, a guild that is dedicated to the betterment of all things Omni and all peoples of Omni, as long as natural balance is kept in a Fey realm where natural balance is kind of hard to come by. But that is okay. We open, like I said, the ship is just docking, making port after a very long time. The front door, the doors of the captain's area swing open. A older animal named Garvey kind of like makes his way out, looking a little bit, I would say almost a little bit dizzy, as he goes off to talk to his friend Eli off to the side. And Kasha, please, as the captain of the ship, why don't you introduce yourself and talk about what you'd be doing as port is made.
So I am a Tabaxi. I am a Tabaxi paladin, which is very new for her. She's only been a paladin for like the last, 50, 60 years, maybe longer. It's very new for her. She is an ancient Tabaxi, however, you can't really tell. She looks much younger than she is. So as she comes out of the cabin, she would basically want to go to shore. She's been on a boat for a very long time. She misses being on ground, on nature. Her background is very heavily nature focused. So she would go to shore. Does she see Garvey when she comes to shore?
Garvey's on the boat talking with Eli. He would wave at you as you were going and kind of and be like, we're gonna go visit the place south of here, but hopefully I'll see you again soon. Yes.
Of course. So I will wave back and throw him a wink as I leave.
Awesome. before you get off the boat, I believe that the liaison, Duval, would be chasing you. Duval is, for better or worse, he's a very nice guy, but he's a little bit on the stockier side. He's very attuned to like different kinds of sending spells and messaging spells, and he's also a very good negotiator, which is what the vault uses him for the most part. As he is following you, he's not very good at being at sea, and while he is taking notes for you, I think that he would drop one of your books in the water.
Damn it, Duval.
Well, I mean, you have so many books in that bag. I feel like just one won't be... I'm not jumping in the water.
How many books does this make that you have lost?
More than my tusks. And he'd smile with this big grin. He's kind of like a boar-looking guy, and his tusks are in the way.
I'm just gonna shake my head and be like, if you lose a single book more, you're fired.
Well, I don't need to take any more notes today, so that sounds like a plan.
I'm literally just gonna shake my head like, why did I get myself into that arrangement?
He will very carefully, like very shakily, walk his way down the little plank that makes it to the dock and begin talking to the dock manager, who is a very thin, looking like seagull-ish type of person. You'll notice there's a lot of seagulls in this town. As far as things go, it's kind of like a mix between like a kenku and like an actual bird. Like think like photorealistic bird wearing stuff and actually doing regular stuff. That's a lot of the animals, or a lot of the people. There's no actual like humanoid things in Omni. There are like mixes of like anthropomorphic animals, but there are a lot of like almost photorealistic like squirrels doing things that just somehow think it's very Disney-esque. I can't actually say that word. I don't know, but we'll throw it in there because nobody's whatever. But that's those kind of rules where there's like a mix, but there are no like goblins or humans or orcs or anything like that. This is a very even so. As your ship passed into the realm of Omni, all of the spectral crew became animals as well, to shift to look more like this, confirm this world or this plane of existence's rules, quote unquote. The realm of Neverwhere being a realm that is heavily bound to the wish spell, so fun. You'd pass by him, and now I believe let's go to Whisper. Whisper, you are you've been on a boat for a long time. I think while you're used to being on like sailing because of where the Vault Guild is primarily, I think that you aren't used to having to be on a boat for that long. Why don't you go ahead and describe what's going on with you this mid-morning as it docks?
Well, Whisper, being the sort of... Whisper loves the water, but Whisper would also absolutely hate to be on a boat for more than one day. So I think that what Whisper would do immediately is jump completely off the ship.
Please also describe Whisper, because you are the most unique out of the three of our heroes this time.
Whisper is a fighter wolf. I will be playing on the centaur sheet, but he is a physical wolf. On all four, he speaks specifically telepathically, and any actual words you hear coming out of his mouth will be barks. I wield a sword with my teeth.
Fantastic. Okay, so you You go ahead and leap off the ship. Make me an acrobatics check. This is the first roll of this. So by all means, it's not a hard DC. You're very adept to this. So I'll either make it a low DC or you can take advantage on it. Your choice.
I rolled a 14, so I'll just take.
Okay, you'll take the 14. Great. So you leap off. You land possibly around like right next to Kasha. And Duval will be like, Whisper. Okay, great. No, and he'd go back to talking to the seagull about how he doesn't feel like they have to pay because they are guests of this area, and they're you guys are here to specifically do them a favor. And I think the port head would snap back that everybody has to pay. That is how Madison makes some of its money, and they are already paying you a large amount to be here. So, but they would bicker back and forth a little bit, and you'd overhear it. Last but not least, of course, Ash, why don't we talk about where you are on the ship, how you find yourself mindset-wise as it makes port, and just give us the whole rundown of who you are, please.
All right. So, Ash is so pissed off. She cannot believe she has been on a ship for 2 weeks. That's horrible. There has been nobody on the ship to play with. All of these spectral people only row. They don't know anything else. They don't know fight. They don't know arm wrestle. So not only does she hate the water, but she is horrifically bored. So as soon as that ship gets anywhere near the port and she feels like she can clear the jump, she's like all fours leaping off of the ship and physically kissing the ground as soon as she hits it.
Okay. You two, acrobatics to make it to the beach.
Gotcha.
My character will be keeping an eye on Ash as they jump off the ship onto the
That's a 4.
into the water.
So yeah, you leap and you hit the surf and roll out onto the beach and I guess start kissing the sand. You did hit some of the water, but at this point you are on the sand. You got your paws into it. It is there. They are up on the boardwalk, so to speak, or the pier.
Awesome. As soon as she sees Kasha, she's making a beeline for her. So she is running straight towards Kasha. She's wrapping all 4 limbs around her leg, and she's gonna bite her right on the shin.
A very wet red panda bear goes ahead and bites your shin there, Kasha.
Can I try to like put my hand down to, like on her head to be like, no?
I will happily let you strength check her.
Okay.
How persistent are you being with this trying to bite her thing?
It's for her, like it's not an optional behavior, if that makes sense.
Yeah, great. Both of you just roll strength and tell me who wins.
I got a 14.
I got a nat 1.
Okay. I mean,
win.
This is a very like normal thing. I think at this point, Kasha would be like, okay, and
she would already be braced for
I
it.
fully expected it to happen. That's why I was keeping my eye out on her.
Fantastic. While she doesn't get to bite you, she definitely does get you wet. And
100%. I still have like a panda clinging to my leg.
Yes. Okay. Awesome. I think Duval would kind of like chuckle to himself and be like, "Oh, yes. Okay. Well, and you'd watch as he hands over a couple coins to the guy to dock the kitten caboodle there for however long it needs to dock. There are some things being taken off the ship. You would notice as like Garvey and his younger friend, get these couple boxes, and while they're looking a little shifty, they're doing their normal thing, and they are like loading them up into a cart and taking them away. I think Garvey would make eye contact with you, Kasha, and like nod and wave, knowing that might be one of the last times he sees you for a while. That being said, it is a beautiful day out. This is the most northern part of this continent. So normally, what it's known for is how it works in the snow and how it works through the cold. Even being this time of year, it is a clear skied day. Like I said, a beautiful day out because there's no weather, so it's just nothing. Off in the distance, there are mountains to the east, and there is a large funnel cloud. It almost looks like all of the clouds getting pulled into a line, and this is what you're here to inspect and deal with. This is a very unnatural occurrence, even for this place.
So does it almost look like the way a tornado forms, but without there actually being a tornado?
Yes.
Okay.
It literally looks like the clouds and some of the like energies and magics from this realm are getting like ripped out of the sky and pulled down into a smaller mountain. There's a very large mountain called Mount Laurel to the southeast of here, but
Okay.
in the smaller parts of the mountains, there's this huge cone getting like literally just pulled into it. It looks very ominous. You can see that all of the sky is slowly being sucked into this. It is completely ravaging this area of this. There's droughts going on. This is supposed to be a place that you can create these great harvests from, but nothing's growing, nothing's happening. There's no snow, there's no nothing. It's really taken a very big toll on this area, which is why Madison and Coldmeadow and some of the farmers have all band together to be able to pay the vault to send adventurers out here, at least to tell them what's happening. And that is where you three come in.
Got it.
4 really, if you count Duvall, but I wouldn't count Duvall. He's not actually going to go anywhere with you. He's going to stay in town and drink while you guys go ahead and deal with this. Duval would turn and say that we should talk to the port elder, the elder of this town first before we get going. He can give you some information. That is what we're supposed to be doing. Will you please follow me? And kind of like gesture for Kasha really to follow him, because he assumes that the two of you are just going to follow in step if Kasha goes.
Yes. Ash will be trotting right alongside her.
As we're going, do I see anyone who looks interesting? Because Kasha is very easily distracted.
So let's talk about what Madison looks like, because it is considered a destination town. I say that super lightly. That's like saying that like Anchorage, Alaska is a destination. Like, don't get me wrong, it is, but yeah, you know what I mean. There are you're walking, and there are these large buildings for this area. They almost look like warehouses, but they are communal, like living homes. There are more than one tavern, which is like a huge deal to these people. There is no inn. If you are here, you are staying at one of these communal living homes. There is as you walk and go towards where like the main part of the town is, there's this large town square, and you can see these there are like these pedestals that are like being started to be built out of like marble stone, and there's a lot of blue, like this like blue fluffy grass, and because again this is a Fey realm, so the things are interestingly colored, and there are vines that like kind of circle and go up these giant columns to the town, like the main town building, for like where all the elders are. And each of the vines have a different specific type of flower that they have. Like there's like think like morning glories and different types of like different vine plants, and they're all there. And they all culminate on top into this like giant, almost like tree looking thing, and it's a big homage to the Great Tree, which is a little bit south of here in Coldmeadow, but it is considered something that like it's like a force of nature for this realm. It's almost worshipped like a deity. There are all the different types of people here are like I said, there's lots of seagulls. There are mice that kind of like are the same size as the seagulls, but they're like photorealistic mice with like little things on, and they're doing their own thing. There's tons of children because they have nothing very much else to do, and there are like little bunny people, and when I say bunny people, I mean like hares more than rabbits, because again, we're up north. And just a whole manner of different types of things. There would be, at this time of year, there would be the marketplace would be getting prepped to have, like, people come from the south and have a big market thing before the winter really hit. And so you would see them building, like, little stalls and stuff for, like, people to pull up into. But realistically, it's pretty quiet at the moment, other than people, whatever. The elders are specific. The elder that you're going to see specifically is a very elderly looking seagull that wears like this. It almost looks like a bonnet, but it's like not. But like for whatever reason, he like loves this thing, and it's got like these little lines on it, and it just looks so. Interestingly, it's like when you see an old man wearing something that they've worn for a long time, but you're like, why is this so out of place? And so, like, that's what he found this, or he made it, or somebody made it for him, and he's been wearing it for like 50 years. And this is like his little thing that
Dedication.
He likes. Yeah, very much so. But he thinks he looks so dapper in it, and he loves it. And you can tell because he'll like touch it whenever he's like thinking. The main like town hall also has like you can see like there's where there used to be a hole in it, but now there's like a bunch of like construction going on it, and there's like a couple badgers and different like larger like animals like fixing this thing, but you can tell that something happened at this town hall in the recent like months at least, because they're rebuilding like a whole side wall of this thing. The elder would greet you, Kasha. Let me see. What did I name this guy? Oh, that's great. Okay, great. So, he would come up. He has like a bunch of like other little people like following him around. Think like field mice or like prairie dog type people like following him around and trying to like do stuff with him, because he's like an older, like I said, he's an older elder, and he's not supposed to be like running around and doing all this. But he would approach you and be like, oh, you're from the vault. It's wonderful to meet you. I'm so happy you could be here. Hello. And he'd like shake Duval's hand, but then like push him away to shake Kasha's hand, because pretty cat woman. And he, so good to see you. He touches thing, making sure that like you notice that he has this on.
I'm just gonna nod and be like, so I hear you have a problem. I think I might see it.
He'd look and be like, yes, and then all of the little mice that would be like, yeah, and they'd start they in unison, at least 3 mice. There's no food, and the food we do catch is fish, and I'm so tired of fish. We're all tired of fish. And he'd be like, I'm not tired of fish, but it is a very big issue. And we don't know a lot about that, but we do think that it has to do. So there was a traveler from beyond the mountains, and he was here for a while, but he definitely stole one of the artifacts that used to be in the town hall a while ago.
What artifact?
Well, so this town was built after the severing of the planes, but this is ooh, and he would lean in and he would kind of like whisper to you a little bit so that like the kids didn't actually hear. He'd say, "We don't really know much about it. It came from the mortal realm is the myth. But it was just a cube, and we kind of had it in the hall because we used to tell people it brought good luck to leave tidings at it, if you understand."
I will frown at him and be like, I don't appreciate that. But can you describe this cube more? Did it have any markings on it? What was the size?
Yes, I don't particularly read whatever language it was in, and like I said, it was very old. It was here when the town was built. It was older than me, but it had markings, and it couldn't open. Like we messed with it a little bit, and nothing ever happened. So we put it behind glass, and like I said, just said it was a good luck charm. It was really there to remind us that myths are all based in some truth, because while the mortal realm is a thing of the past, it is something that we believe actually did exist at some point. I'm glad Kasha's just shaking her head to this. But yes, a cat very similar to yourself. He was here for a while, and he one afternoon decided to say he was going to leave a tiding. He had left tidings every other day at this thing. We thought it was odd because not a lot of people do anymore, but he came in and apparently put the guard to sleep, blew up my wall, and he would gesture to the wall that's being rebuilt. My office used to be there, you see, but now I sleep in the main room, and nobody really likes to watch an old man sleep. So, it's been a lot. He'd like ruffle his feathers a little bit.
Hearing about the violence and the explosion, it is very clear that Ash is significantly more invested in the story than she was.
Fantastic. I think he would look down at Whisper and say, and like one of the kids would be like trying to like pet Whisper, like little mice, like not understanding that like it probably is just a dog on all fours that is magical, but it would be like the kids would be like getting closer to you, Whisper, and being like, do you want a treat? We really like your sword. Like they just be like how kids talk to animals, but like approaching you with like their hands out just a little bit.
Whisper, seeing this, knowing they're kids, he would look at them, and the kids would hear in their head, "Yes, I would very much like a treat."
They would like light up, and they would be like, and like look at each other, and then they would just start pulling out like fish jerky type of thing, like you know what I mean, like fish on sticks, like little fish balls, like because everything is fish right now because they don't have anything else. But they would very much be trying to feed you anything they possibly could and pet you.
I would be accepting both.
That is fantastic. These like 4 kids are now basically just riding Whisper, trying to like feed him and pet him and just gloat about how they got to hang out with the hero. Which everybody is calling you heroes already when you haven't done nothing. Just to let you understand that this place is very much, anything that happens here is incredible to them.
That is fully buffing Ash's ego, and she is now like hero posing. Like
One of the unfazed.
I'm sure at this point, yeah. One of the like larger of the children who is, think like prairie dog-esque, like, but like, you know how like kangaroos are like buff?
Yeah.
So like think like a prairie dog that looks like, but like a young like teenage version of that somehow just has muscles. Like,
So a prairie dog that like went to prison.
Yes, sure. Let's do that.
Prairie dog that went
Got
to
it.
Prairie
prison.
dog that went to prison, whatever. But this is obviously like one of the like meatheads of this like thing, but he would like kind of, and he's much smaller than you, like 3'10" max. Looking up at Ash, and he would be like just like eyes big, and and he would just be like, "You look so badass."
Ash is gonna revel in that for a second. She's like, "Well, of course I do. I'm a hero." And then she's gonna ask him if he wants to arm wrestle.
Immediately, he'd be like, "Yes."
Perfect.
And run, like do the little prairie, like run in a circle type of thing as a like real animal, like getting excited.
Kasha is gonna look at Ash as this happens and just go, "No biting."
Ash is going to look at her and completely ignore what she said, as if she didn't hear her at all. It is a blank stare.
The prairie dog would run and then like slide into the stance at the at one of the little pedestals being made. So he's like standing up, putting his hand out like that. You'd have to like get on your knees to do it, but he's like
Absolutely. She'll scurry over there in all fours, and she'll like slap his hand really hard, and then she'll grab him for arm wrestling.
Let's strength check it. You have advantage because of how large you are compared to him.
Okay.
But I rolled a 16.
I rolled a 19.
Okay.
But I'll roll it again for advantage. Yep, 19 it is.
His arm.
You're gonna destroy this poor kid's arm.
Ash just massacres this kid at arm wrestling.
Oh yeah, she doesn't even like hold back. She fully like slams his hand down into the stand and like holds it there, and then holds eye contact with him.
as you do, you'd feel a little bit of like a little bit of electricity, like the current. Like as he gets excited, but he innately has a little bit of magic in him, being a fey creature, and the current would hit you just slightly, and he would just revel in the idea that he just got to arm wrestle with you, period. And he would be like, and he'd turn around and be like, see, I lasted a couple seconds, and like get up and act like he just, in his mind, he won either way. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's going back to gloat to his friends. He's like, "Oh, I've arm wrestled the panda. See, I told you I could do it." And his friends are like, "Yo, what?" And then they all scurry away.
Got it. Understood. She is still her head is very bloated by the idea that someone was excited to arm wrestle her, and now she is almost in the mood to like fight someone. I will say that she needs to get to a tavern before she loses her mind, as she has been on a ship for 2 weeks.
Fantastic. At this point, the elder would speaking to Kasha and Duval, he would be like, "Well, we can have you all escorted as far as the northern foothills. It's very hard to get there otherwise. But from there, you would have to make your way south to where it looks like that problem is happening. But the two of the guards will go two of our rangers will go with you and get you as far as the escort, and then they will bring you to the northern foothills. From there, you have to go down river a little bit, but everything should be great. But they would have to leave later in the afternoon, so you have a couple hours to go and eat and just be, landbound for a minute, if that's okay."
Thank God.
Is there anything that we can get for you? And Duval be like, "Oh, well, our payment, we do require half up front before
Kasha is going to reach out and smack Duval upside the head.
He would turn to you and be like, "Look, I have to be able to do something while you guys are gone. The money kind of funds the trip,
You have money.
But there's always room for more.
Whisper would just death stare Duval.
In everybody's head, because Duval is Wi-Fi like others. He would just say, "Look, this is my job. I have to be able to at least get half of it for the vault."
What is the likelihood of that half reaching the vault?
We are all the vault. He would try and remain. How about I buy everybody a round of drinks? He would completely try and change the subject.
As soon as he says that, Ash is gonna go up to the person that Duval is talking to, and she's just gonna hold her hand up. Just waiting.
The elder will say,
Ash is just gonna sigh in frustration and walk away. Like she does not give any cares about the money part of this at all.
I know.
Ash wants a beer.
Elder, you know what? Go hang out at our Sea Spray Tavern, and we will. The first round is on us, of course, and I will have.
Before he even finishes that sentence, she's leaving.
Okay, and you'll hear him say to Duval, the first half of the payment will be brought to you while this afternoon. We're waiting for it to all get here, and his feathers would get all ruffled. And Duval, this boar-ish looking dog, and very animated human being, or that's a weird way to say it, but he's not a human. Excuse me. But he'd be like, "Oh, fantastic!" and just turn around and like walk off. And he would meet you all in the tavern. I have to stop it for 1 second. I need to see something. So you guys go into the Sea Spray Tavern. It is a very well-kept bar. There is a large bar that you can sit at. There are 4 tables, and then there's this little back area that is up, and there's a table on it right now. But normally that would be where they would have a bard playing music or somebody doing that. That's kind of it's their stage-esque area, but it's not being used at noon to 1 o'clock in this afternoon. The bartender is I think a large weasel or stout that has this very particular marking right here. It's these blue little swishes in his. It almost looks like he has a blue mustache, but it's actually just the design on his fur. And he's got little white spots like a fawn would have on his back. And he sees you all come in. He immediately is like, "Oh, wonderful! There's somebody here. What can I get for everybody? What?" And then immediately look at Ash and be like, "What would you like to drink?" Aw. Nobody's listening to me. They're all watching this cat. That's okay.
Decided he was coming up here.
What a devoted guest. What is your cat's name? I forgot.
Sheldon.
Sheldon? Okay. Thank you for joining us, Sheldon. I don't know why I'm looking crazy at you. I don't have a tiger named Franklin. But anyway, Ash. What can I get for you? What can I get for you?
She is gonna look at him. She's like, "First, I really like those. I really like your mustache."
I really, really like your tail.
She's gonna pick it up. She's gonna pick up her tail and hold it close to her and pet her tail. She's like, "Thank you. I'm gonna take the biggest possible cup of mead that you can give me."
He would do this. And then he's like, "Honey or regular?"
Honey, always.
And he would scurry back, and he would come back with this very large, it's almost like a fish bowl. And he would be like holding it in like two hands, like I'm saying, like think like 1 gallon fish bowl, and like set it on the table, and then he would pull both the things out and start filling it up so that the foam like sloshed on top. But like this is, and he'd be like, normally we use this for blue water, but this is fine. This is fine too. This is fine too. He's just overly excited that people are here that are out of the norm.
Amazing. She is going to stand up in her chair because she is an average size. I'd probably say she's maybe about 5 feet tall, and maybe a little smaller. But she is going to stand up in her chair and she is going to two-hand this fishbowl, and she is leaning back with it.
Yep.
And drinking out of it.
It's awesome. He would look at the other two of you, and then he would like motion for the person at the other end of the bar to bring. There's like a table full of normally they're fishers, but they're done for the day because it's now the afternoon. But there's a table full of like there's one gentleman who is like a larger rat. The other three are squirrels. And they are, you know, like I said, like just fishermen, and they're all sitting there drinking like they normally are. And he would like motion for the bar back basically to go help them while he's like, what can I get for you, young cat lady and dog? What can I get for you?
I'll take a water.
We'll also appreciate a water.
Okay. Okay. And then he like brings you guys back like a glass of like a hurricane glass of water. And
Whisper's just immediately gonna start licking out of the glass.
Yeah, it's like he kind of like watches you. He goes, maybe a pail. I'm so sorry. Okay, well anyway, yeah. Are you still just like chugging this giant thing of mead?
She has not stopped to take a breath yet. She is still drinking.
Either do a constitution check or performance, depending on how animated you want to be with drinking this.
She'd probably be pretty animated. She is like loudly like gulping out of this giant fishbowl that she is double fisting.
So performance if you're going to take breaths during it, or constitution if you're trying to down the whole thing in one thing.
Got it. Save or a check?
It's just a check.
Got it. That is a 20.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
So you are able to down the whole thing. You stop. It would like hit your throat and your stomach. It's very cold. The froth is probably like all over you.
Oh yeah, there's like mead running down her chin. Like she's soaked in alcohol right now, and she does not care.
I think one of the squirrels. Let's see. Yeah, I think one of the squirrels. You hear the table kind of like start laughing, but you would notice the squirrel point at Ash.
As soon as she notices that, she is gonna look at the bar hand and she's gonna tap the counter like she wants him to refill it. And as he works on that, she's going to turn around and she's going to say, do we have a problem here? Is there something funny?
The squirrel would be like, problem? No, you, I mean, you have a problem, not us. You're the one that's covered in honey.
She's going to punch him.
All right.
As that happens, Kasha is just going to hang her head and then pay the barkeep for the drinks as if we had all ordered mead.
Roll to hit.
Whisper's just shaking his head, watching the entire thing happen.
It's a 9.
Cool. You connect, but he is a squirrel and kind of does a thing where he like rolls with it and then like immediately throws a chair at you. Like there is no like it's like one motion of him just like like launching a chair. It's not like at you, it's like up so that he can scurry around, and then all of his friends.
If it's not at her, can she roll to grab the chair and throw it back?
Sure. Give me
dexterity or acrobatics?
I think a dexterity. No, I think a dexterity save, because you're gonna try and grab it, which means you could be hit by it.
Okay.
So he throws the chair up and tries to like roll around you. The others jump up and start clapping like, yes, it's a fight.
It's a 14.
Yeah, go ahead. So are you like slamming it back down on top of him, or are you like just throwing it back at him?
Catching it in the air, and then she's like WWE, like swinging it like a baseball bat.
Very good. Just roll unarmed strike damage.
Got it. That's a 5.
Okay. It hits, and it like kind of, it doesn't shatter, but it like hits him good, and then he's gonna like he'll take the hit and then turn back and be like, whoa, I mean, I guess now we have a problem, and immediately like swing at you. So I guess I'll roll to hit. You're a barbarian, so you don't actually have armor, correct?
I think I'm wearing, let me see.
I took that off, because unarmored, you would have a lower AC with it.
Oh, right, because I have unarmored. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, my AC is 15.
I rolled a 14, so he swings, and it kind of hits you, and he's a squirrel.
She's gonna let it hit her, and then she's just gonna stand there and stare at him, and everybody is gonna hear her start laughing.
And then
can I go over and just pick her up at this point?
If you want to get into this, then by all means you can.
I would like to attempt to just pick her up and then walk back to the bar and set her on a bar stool. Like, no, here's your alcohol.
That depends on how much she is going to fight you on that.
She absolutely is. The squirrel just punched her. So now she's like scrambling, trying to get out of Kasha's grip and like reaching for the squirrel.
So then Kasha, you would strength versus her acrobatics.
I was not very committed to this. I had a 13.
She beat me. I had a 7.
So she sets you down. I think at that point the squirrel would be like looking at his friends, and he would be like, "That's what I thought." Like as you are sat down.
As soon as she sets her down and releases her, she's scrambling for the squirrel.
Because the squirrel got smart, Kasha's not grabbing her again.
I think Whisper
she's
would
like,
hop.
that's on you, buddy.
Whisper would hop in front of Ash, and he would look at the squirrel, and as soon as, like, right before Ash gets to Whisper would have his sword drawn, looking at the squirrel.
Okay. I think at this.
That's hard to believe.
I think at this point, like all 4 of them would then be like, "Well, all right, let's do this," and then it would just become a bar fight, and like not one like to the death, mind you, but like just like a bar fight in like a random backwater town fight. Like it would.
Ash is excited. She would grab the stool that Kasha had just set her on top of, and she's flinging it straight towards the squirrel.
Fantastic. I think Kasha, you sitting at the bar. You would watch.
Yeah, I'm staying at the bar. I'm just going to slide some money to the bartender. Like, sorry, dude.
He'll take the money and pocket it, and then he will you'll watch him like take off his shirt and put it down and be like, "No, it's great," and he'd jump over the bar and join.
I'm going to grab the fishbowl of alcohol that he refilled for Ash and dip my empty water glass in it to get some.
Okay. Awesome.
Because I do not need a whole fishbowl of alcohol. But, at this point, I'll enjoy a drink.
Kasha is unbothered.
I think what we'll do is, why don't both Whisper and you just roll me a Constitution check? A Constitution saving throw. And then I will tell you how many points of damage you take during just scrapping for fun, basically.
That's a 26.
What the fuck?
Nat 20.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
I rolled
Ash
a
is
12.
knocking heads right now.
Yeah. Well, you rolled a 12?
Mm-hmm.
You take 2 points of damage. Like, this is not, like, a serious fight. Ash, you're fine.
Is not hurt at all.
Yeah, Ash is invigoratedly having fun.
Absolutely.
If anything, Ash, you have inspiration for a little bit.
Amazing.
On a D4, you can add a D4 to your next roll. Actually,
Got it.
so, but everybody's having a ball at this point. The escorts, the 2 rangers, and the town elder would come in, and he would be like, and then so the 2 escorts that are there, one of them they're both foxes, or fox like anthropomorphic foxes. One is like a more brown colored fox, and it has like this very like very like edgy hood on, and like the whole like he looks like a ranger from that like you would get in a stereotype. Like that's what he looks like. He's got the bow. He's got his little noses sticking out of just like the dark, like, yeah, he's just edgy. And then the other one, hood down, big ears. There's a little cut out of the one ear. But it's like fully like, it's got like piercings on it, like the 2 like side piercings on his like little jowls. And he has like a bunch of missing teeth, and he just looks like he has been in like a million fights. He's got like scars all over him, but he is like lit up like a Christmas tree seeing all this happening. And he's like, oh, okay. And then he immediately like starts taking off his stuff. And then his friend is like, no, we're not. What? We're not doing. We're not part of this. Be better. And then he's like, and like he looks at him.
Ash has the squirrel in a headlock, and she's just gonna hold him there, and she's gonna wave at the people that just walked in.
The fox is this fox who looks more like a cat than anything else, but it is a fox, mind you. Would be like that, like, oh my gosh. And then he would be like, and then his tail would like fluff up a little bit, like out of excitement, and then the other one would be like, Jesus Christ. And then he would turn and be like, we can take it from here. We can take it from here, Elder. Thank you for, you can go ahead, go. And the Elder and Duval would part, and the more sensible one, I guess, of the 2 would be like, heroes, welcome to our city. Would you all like to go? Can we begin? It's a longer walk. I would like to get back by tomorrow. I have things to do, but I would love to take you guys, and I have some food.
Ash is immediately gonna disengage from the fight, hearing that he has food, and she's gonna hop down and scurry over to him and hold her hand out.
He would look at the squirrel, and he would be like, and he would say, Oaksail, you know that you're better than this. And the squirrel would be like, I had a ton of fun. I don't fucking care. He'd be like bleeding. And then the weasel bartender would be like buttoning his shirt back up and putting it back on and like trying to be like, I wasn't even part of this. Like off to the side. You would get
Ash is gonna go back to the bar. What?
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Ash is gonna go back to the bar and try to down the second fishbowl before she leaves.
Awesome. Throw it, like I said, if you're not gonna take any breaths, throw me Constitution. If you are gonna take breaths, then just do performance so I can see how extra it looks. While you're
17.
Which one?
Constitution.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's the 15 to down it, so you're fine. Okay. This is the second one you just.
It's even easier because it's less one cup.
Right. So while that's happening, though, I think the bartender would be like, thank you guys for the wonderful afternoon. And he would like lean back and be like, Martha, let's clean up before the night shift gets here, please. Hello? And he'd like wander off into the back, and she's probably left the second that this fight started. She was like, I'm going home for the day.
as he walks away, Ash is gonna wave to him. She's gonna be like, "Bye, blue mustache man," and she's gonna leave.
His he would like lean back out and be like, "Bye, bye, bye, come back soon." You would get a sense that everybody, the one older of the two rangers that are going to escort you, there's like an air of leadership about him. Like you would get the sense that like everybody in the town kind of reveres him as an authority figure. And they're all doing it happily. Like it's not like a mean type of thing or anything like that. Like he's looked at fondly by people. Like people are like waving to him, and like between like the kids and the elders, everybody kind of like nods or does a thing like to wave to him. He obviously is somebody the town enjoys having around and whatever. He would bring you guys to it's like this little packed up section, like almost like not a cart, but like you can tell everything was placed here, and there's a couple packs. And he would say, "So I don't really know what everybody eats. We haven't had a very big harvest or anything like that lately, but I brought some of my own personal tidings and like food for that we have, because we're counting on you guys to fix the issue. But I have some boiled meat here and some carrots and there's like different vegetables and stuff like that, and then like stringy jerkies and like these little like there's like these little like containers of like potatoes basically that have been like, they're not mashed, but they're boiled potatoes stuffed with like little sauces and shit."
Mm-hmm.
Typical trail type food or whatever. But he would be like, if you guys want any of this, by all means. And then he would like sling it on his back, and it's like a sling pack of just food and like some rope and stuff like that. But he'd look and say, "So the path is a regular path. It's a walking path. It takes a while to get there, and then when we get to the waters, we'll make our way back, and you'll travel down the river to the foothills. We haven't been. So, the foothills are behind Greybark Forest, and Greybark is known for its, well, for lack of better words, the creatures there are not kind, and generally hunters avoid it. We don't really even have maps of it. It's been it's like a local folk legend that if you go into Greybark, you get eaten or lost, or there are shadow monsters that come for people, but really it's just the deep woods in a realm of things that want you to get hurt. So I would suggest staying on with the guide through the river, and then when you get to the foothills, maybe not double back into the forest. It is, I mean, we are in a realm of magics, and there are some things there that we don't even really know about, but it's a suggestion at least.
Kasha is very intrigued by the idea of things that nobody knows about.
While he's talking, Ash is trying to get into the sling pack that he just put on his back to get to the jerky that he said that he had.
Okay.
No manners whatsoever. Like, she is, while he is talking, trying to get to jerky and stuffing her mouth.
Okay. He's like, oh, yes, well, of course, come. And he opened one of the things, and you could just bury your whole face into the pouch.
She sure will.
And you'd be like, oh, well,
ears back, like, yeah. She's zoned in.
I think he would make eye contact with his friend, and then he'd be like, "Bon Lee, do you want to see if you have some extra jerky as well, so that maybe we could walk?" And then so the one gentleman name that's speaking, his name is Zek, but he goes by Zek, and then his friend's name is Bon Lee for full, but so Bon and Zek are the ones escorting you guys. Uh, yeah. So, Bond would be like, yeah, and he would like pull out this whole thing, and it would just be like this long like cylinder of just like different kinds of jerky.
Ash is gonna kind of pull her head back out of the bag. You'll see her like sniff at the air, and she will crawl her way over to Bon.
Bond would be like, cool, and he'd like snap one and like hand you some and like go to eat some himself.
She's not even gonna take it with her hand. She's gonna eat it out of his hand as he hands it to her.
Fantastic. And then he would look and be like, man, you know, sometimes you're just hungry. I don't know. Like let's but so what's your name? As and now you guys are walking at this point.
As she's walking with him, now that she's following him because he has food, with her mouth full, she's like, "Oh, my name is Ash." She says nothing else. She's gonna continue eating.
Great. He would say, "My name's Bon," and then he'd look down at the dog, or at Whisper, and be like, "My name's Bon. My name's Bon." And then Kasha, he would look at you and be like, "My name's Bon Lee. My name's Bon Lee."
I'm literally just gonna nod.
Yep, that's what Whisper's doing. He's just nodding.
He would
Just in sync with Kasha. We're both just
great. He would look, and then he would look at Zach and be like, "Man, so they're not super talkative. Zach, do you want to tell us a story, Zach?" And then Zach would kind of look back and be like, "No, just shut up and walk."
Kash would be like, well, what did you want to talk about? I've been trying to work on her manners. It's not going well.
Ash is gonna say with a mouthful of food, she's like, "I think it's going great."
That's where Kasha is going to be like, Ash, when people are nice enough to offer us some of their very own food from their personal supplies during a famine, we do not stick our head in the bag and eat as much as we can as fast as we can.
Oh. She's gonna look down at the entire handful of jerky that she has pulled out of the cylinder that is half eaten and slobbered on, and she's gonna try to hand it back to Bon.
Bon would look and be like, no, oh, thank you so much. But no, that's for you. We brought this for you guys. You guys are, I mean, we want everybody to, we really need this to be fixed. It's been a really long month.
How long has the sky been like that?
For a while, it was already kind of a drought, but now that the clouds are gone, nothing's really. It's even hard to fish because you can't really go out to sea because there's no wind to bring you back, and after a whole long day of fishing, all of our fishermen don't really want to row all the way back to shore. So it's been hard to do that, and normally we have like giant pumpkins and gourds and like really great other food, and that's great. And then all the animals kind of move further into the woods, so we've been having a lot of trouble getting animals for meat, and it's been that way for a while now, like a couple months. Ever since the guy stole the artifact thing, or our box.
A box?
It was a big cube.
Did it open?
I never seen it open. It was always behind glass, and we were supposed to leave money at it, but I think that's just because they wanted to take our money. I don't really feel like I never did it, but they said it was lucky, and some of the kids like to use like a wishing fountain or something. So there's a bunch of coins over there, but I don't know. Some people would come from down south and leave little things at it, but I mean, that's like saying you believe in stuff that isn't real. I don't know. It's silliness.
So the guy that stole it, and Ash still has, she's like slowly eating this handful of jerky. So the guy that stole it, I mean, what did he look like?
So like you, he started a fight in the tavern.
What a guy.
He's a cat like you, and he'd point to Kasha. And but he doesn't have, his face is flatter. And he used magic because originally, and like he would do circles and make little things, and he used to leave tidings at the box, and he would leave a lot of money there. I think like part of the money we have to pay you actually came from him, which...
So the guy that stole it is like someone that everyone knows?
No, he was a traveler. He said he was from... Huh?
What was his name?
He would look, and you could see him kind of get embarrassed, and he would say, we all called him Vic, but his name was, and he's trying to say it. He says, Victor, and then he shakes and but because his name is actually Vicar, but he can't roll his R's. But yeah, everybody called him Vic, and he said he came from beyond Mount Laurel, but nobody really knows. He just showed up one day on the footpath and walked in and paid for everything with like silver coins, and that we've never seen before because they were stamped from somewhere else. And but we don't get a lot of visitors, so everybody was kind of excited and chill. And then he really kept to himself normally, but in the when he got into that big fight, he like pushed people with his hand, but like without touching them, and it was somebody said he was probably a wizard, but he's just a magic user.
Okay. Well, let's fight him.
Oh, and then he blew up the wall. Like,
what a guy.
Kasha's gonna nod and be like, "Oh, we're definitely gonna fight him, probably."
At this
Ash is
point,
gonna look at Kasha and she's gonna be like, "Yes."
At this point, you've seen Whisper take out the flute that he has with him, and you're just fully listening to a dog play the flute now.
Please roll performance. Like, my gosh.
Please describe this performance.
It is exactly how a dog would play the flute. It is a 3.
That is fantastic. This dog is just you. Please, by all means, describe your flute. Describe your song.
It is. You are listening to this dog play the worst butchered version of "My Heart Will Go On."
He's playing the penny whistle version of "My Heart Will Go On."
Yep.
I'm
That
picturing
is-
like
that is
elementary
all
school
you're
kid with
hearing.
a recorder.
Yep, that is all you're hearing.
Ash is dancing to it. She's like, as they're walking, she looks like she's waltzing with herself. Just as he's playing this flute in front of everybody.
Bonley against Zek's look, because you would catch that they keep looking at each other, and you can tell Zek is like, do not, and Bonley will fully attempt to dance with you in the same broken
She
bullshit
would absolutely
step.
take it.
All right.
She's grabbing his hands and she's gonna swing him around.
By all means, please also roll performance and see how much we step on each other's feet.
That's a 21.
I will say that you fully manhandle this fox. Like he was gonna go ahead and try and lead, and you were just like, nope. And he is gonna look. He's gonna be like, okay. Like he's gonna go with it, but it's also gonna be super awkward. The whole thing. This whole.
Ash is not awkward with it at all. She's like swinging him through the air, making him do a twirl.
Nice. Kasha, I think that you would be able to feel Zek's embarrassment. Like his third hand embarrassment. He was just gonna be like, okay, yeah.
Kasha's just kind of shoulder pump and be like, "You get used to it."
You know, I really thought that like after a couple years of hanging out with Zek, I would, but this is like a daily thing that I just have never gotten used to. Ever.
You gotta go with the flow.
Are you hungry or anything? Do you need anything? And he would pull out a melon.
What
You'd be
kind
like,
of melon?
so this, he's like, I have some of these. These are what we make blue water out of at the town. And Kasha, you have history with this.
Yes.
They're rare, but he has some, and he's like, I would be happy to share it with you. I would warn you though that it's more of something you should eat before you go to sleep than just on a trip.
Is it very relaxing?
I find it truly relaxing, but some people don't enjoy it as much. And then he'd look at you and kind of whistle and go.
I think I will probably save it for later though, and be just. I have not seen one of these in a while.
Yeah. I was lucky enough to be given the seeds from somebody who came from. They said they came from a different realm back then, but that was so long ago. Huh?
They must have.
I wouldn't know. We have a couple bushes of these now, or like that vines that make these, but I got one of the seeds from them, so I have my own in my house. Fantastic. You guys walk. It's now nighttime. As like night really sets in. Again, it's a clear sky, so you can see these like. So the realm of Omni has very interesting celestial bodies, and it almost looks like normally you would see like the northern lights like effect happen all over the sky, and you would see like these like sparks of different colors that would be these like stars, and there's normally like this giant red constellation of stars that have been there that every realm can see from wherever they are normally. But because of the way this thing is taking apart the sky, all it looks like is pulled streaks of watercolor that's trying to get washed away, getting sucked down this tube of these clouds, and it would just look like these giant gradiated streaks getting pulled, and even like the moonlight is getting like pulled into it, and it almost looks like it just looks like it's getting worse and worse as it goes. Kasha, you could tell that this is like this is a crazy affront to nature. Whatever it's doing is pulling and it's like creating this like huge area of just like turmoil. That being said, it's a clear night out, of course. Zek would turn and say, "Did you guys need to rest, or can we keep walking? You will be on, being guided downriver, so you won't have to walk or anything. You'll be able to rest when you get there. But it is a couple more hours worth of walking."
Ash would probably be fine to keep going. I don't think she would be. She'd be really excited about what was going on, kind of looking around at everything, so I don't think she'd be ready to stop yet.
Anyone else?
Yeah. No, we're fine.
Whisper would just look at Kasha for the decision.
Okay. Cool.
I should be like, we're fine.
So you guys walk into and as like the night hits, you would watch Bon. He would pull out like this thing and go, and it would be like a little lantern that like kind of followed you guys, and it's like this little just ball of magical light that follows you, and he would be like, "I don't know if everybody's eyes adjust to the darkness or not, but this is something cool that I learned." And he's like very proud of his like level cantrip light spell that he has.
Ash, her eyes are going to get really big, She's gonna stare at it. She's gonna start chasing it around.
Awesome. He will easily guide it around to avoid you.
Can I try to bite it?
Huh?
Like bite it into my mouth?
Okay, you're chasing it too then. Fine.
Okay.
We'll Awesome. I'm gonna roll wisdom because that's what I cast with. And you guys can roll either dexterity or acrobatics or athletics, whichever one y'all want to say however you catch it. God, I rolled a nat one, so one of y'all are gonna catch it. Whoever gets the
14.
highest roll catches it.
25.
So, upon him starting to move it away from you, you just see Whisper and like grab it. It is a spell, so now it's just your nose. Like think Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, but now you are a wolf with a glowing blue glowing nose at this point.
You see my nose like kind of like a flashlight right now.
Yeah. He would be
Ash
like,
is gonna go up to Whisper and she's gonna like tap at his face to try and get him to let it go.
Whisper would give in.
I think at that
Just let it
point,
go.
Zach would look at Kasha again and be like, "Still normal? We're good?
Yep.
Awesome."
Gosh, it's just nodding like, yeah. She's actually gonna reach into her pocket and pull out an empty book and start journaling.
Very good.
As we're walking, she's gonna be like half paying attention to what's around her and then half writing down what she's seeing and everything.
Awesome.
And start drawing a map of the area since this is a new place she hasn't been to.
Very cool. Very cool. So some of the things you get to see as you hit the outskirts of not Greybark Forest, but like the woods. This path kind of goes through these light woods. There are these like large, very like fluffy bushes that normally are like bright blue and pastel-y colors, but now they're kind of dingy and they're like draped. They haven't gotten to eat for a long time. You can just tell everything's kind of like muted. It's supposed to be much more vibrant, even during like the winter time. There should be frost and snow on the ground. None of this is happening. But there are fireflies and these things called foxflies. Foxflies are like fireflies, but they're like more the fairy version of them. And they glow this like very large blue color, and as they zip, they leave little traces of like electricity. And like a bee sting, if you were to grab one, it would be like a shock, but it's like a bee sting. So it's not like something that's like horrible. It just is like a little like when it gets you.
I have a very important question. If Whisper catches one in his mouth like a dog would to a bee, and it stings him, is his face gonna blow up?
No. It doesn't. You don't get puffy from these.
Glad you asked that question because I was going to ask that question.
But and then the closer you get to Greybark Forest, because you will come to the edges of Greybark Forest, there are also these like ethereal jellyfish that kind of like around the edges of Greybark Forest. And when I say ethereal, I mean like you can see them kind of like move in and out of these tree trunks, and they kind of like normally they would be swaying in the breeze and going with that, but they have to kind of stay in their little area because they can't go anywhere else otherwise. They normally ride, like I said, the breeze, but there's like no breeze here at the moment. I think Zach would tell you guys, hey, it's right up ahead. Thank you guys for walking so long. He would take his pack down and he'd say, oh wow, there's not a lot of food left, but you could have some of this. And he would like, and you'd see him like take out a little thing and like kiss it and put it down. I definitely muted this.
You did.
You definitely did.
Whatever. And he would like put it down, and he'd like kiss this little thing that he has. It looks like a little amulet, and then he'd like put it back in his pack, and mumble something, and then but offer you guys most of the food at least.
Ash is probably going to look at Kasha, almost for approval. She's just gonna like stare at her for a second.
Kasha's gonna hold up her paw with like 2 fingers, just like a little bit.
Okay. And then she's gonna go and she's gonna continue looking at Kasha, and she's gonna grab a solid handful of food.
Awesome.
Kasha's gonna nod like that's plenty.
I think Bon Lee would like kind of bend down to whisper, and he'd say, I have a pack that could fit on you if you'd like to take some of the other stuff. There's like some rope and some there's a health potion in it. It's not a big one, it's kind of, but it's what we have. And but if you want to I can attach it to your armor here.
Whisper would just nod.
And so Bon Lee is like loosely trying to put this pack on Whisper as best as he can, kind of like a horse getting saddled. Great. So you guys come to this little pier, and it's like a dock that goes off into this very large river, mind you. Like, it would be a task to swim across it. And Zek kind of like looks back and goes, just a minute. And he goes out to the pier, and he like kind of looks down, and then he looks back at Bon and goes, Bon, what was it again? That wasn't she supposed to be here? And then Bon kind of looks back at him and goes, No, you got to do the thing. You have to do the thing. And Zek is like, Bon, do you want to? And Bon's like, I don't know. And like Bon like starts to walk away, like you can, and like with this huge grin on his face. And Zek is like, all right. And he like kind of looks at you guys and does this.
Ash is gonna give him a thumbs up.
Right. And he turns around and you hear him start to sing very poorly. Think like tone deaf. You know in the song what does the fox say when the fox goes ah, like does the whole thing? This is him singing.
Ash is closing her eyes like he has like the most beautiful voice, and she is very animated, like nodding her head like she's listening to the best song she's ever heard in her life.
His little tail shakes because he's super embarrassed. And at that you watch as this eye comes up from the water, and then this whole thing comes up, and it's like this very large tortoise. And it's like a it's a mix between like a tortoise and a snapping turtle. And what I mean by that is like it has all the stuff for a snapping turtle as far as like the large mouth, and it's got like these like bark like pieces on it, and it has like tons of eyes all over it, and the little ones open up and kind of look, and then the 2 big ones open and the little ones close, and it goes and it says, why didn't you have Bon do it? Bon has such a better voice than you, Zek. And then it goes and starts laughing, and he looks at
Ash is gonna go like, ooh.
And he looks at and goes, thank you for coming, Mada. I need you all. We already talked about this. You know, I brought these people are gonna fix so we can bring you more fish. They're gonna fix it. And this giant tortoise named Mada is Kasha, you would recognize that it's a younger animal, but it is also large enough for like it would be large enough for all 5 of you to get on, but comfortably you 3 can be on it, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
And it would kind of circle and turn, and its shell would like kind of just meet up with it. The shell is kind kind of like brambled, and it's got like little crevices in it. But for the most part, you will be able to sit on it. There are no eyeballs on the shell, but there are like these vents on the shell that kind of like give off steam or like breath, I guess is the best way to put it. And it's almost like the whole animal breathes at once as it does it. And Zek looks at you guys and goes, Mata is somebody who, I mean, she lives in Greybark Forest and is the best guide we have for these waterways.
I could imagine she's probably fantastic.
Yep. Just be nice to each other. Please be nice to each other. And he looks down at Mata, and she just looks and like winks at him. And he looks at Ash and goes, this is gonna work great.
She's gonna offer him a really big toothy grin.
He's gonna be like, yep, this is gonna work great. You guys are going to be heroes and save us, and this will be great. Duval said he'll tell us when to come back and get you guys, and I'll be here when you all get back.
With that, Ash will scramble to the tortoise, and
Ash is going to grab her before she can get onto the tortoise and be like, we ask permission before we climb on people.
Her ears are gonna go back, and she's gonna stare at Gotcha for a second, and then she's gonna stare at the tortoise. She's gonna be like, Mata, your greatness, may I please ride your shell?
Mata is gonna get kind of flustered, like big over, like, oh, I am great, yes. But she'll be like, of course, get on, let's go.
She's gonna swipe as soon as she says yes. Ash is gonna swipe at Kasha's paw to let go of her, and she's scrambling onto the tortoise.
Fantastic.
Kasha's just gonna nod and say, "Thank you, Mata."
Mata is gonna nod back and be like, okay. While you are on the tortoise, as it moves, it's a much quicker move than you would imagine. Like, it definitely is adept to swimming very fast, and so it's almost like you can see like the speedboat lines behind it as it goes, and making little waves, and it just takes off down the riverway. This would be the time to get a rest in, if you wanted. It's really only been like 2 days since you left. It's a pretty easy walk, like I said. It was straight. You get on the back, and you're going down, and you start to get into Greybark at this point, because you got to dip into Greybark a little bit to get to the northern foothills. Is anybody going to sleep or taking a rest or doing anything like that while you're on this thing's back?
Ash would probably sleep. I think that she would curl up next to Kasha, if not like draped fully across her lap. And she's gonna, that's it. As soon as she hits Kasha's lap, she's gonna knock right out.
Okay.
She's like snoring loudly, like spread eagle across Kasha. Like,
fantastic.
Whisper would be resting. He wouldn't be like asleep. He'd be still very aware of his surroundings, but he'd be resting.
Okay. So Whisper's curled up. Everything's good.
Kasha would be resting as well, but not like sleeping.
Resting. Fantastic. Okay, so you all are resting. Ash doesn't get to do this, but the other two of you, please, I would say roll perception with disadvantage.
Oh.
And I'll explain why when we get to it here in a minute. But I will give you the chance of catching
a 14.
I got an 8.
Okay, great. So as it happens, you would notice it, but this large, like, panther-like creature, like, pounces from one of the trees down onto Whisper. It's got, like, large tendrils coming off of its back, and it almost looks like it moves like shadows, as it, like, just tackles into Whisper immediately. You wouldn't have a chance to react to it, Whisper, but I will roll to hit, and it is going to try and bite you.
Okay.
It's just a larger beast trying to attack. I got a 21, so I
Oh yeah.
yeah. 1d6. Very cool. And I will do 6 damage, piercing, as it bites down into you. Kasha, you see this. Tell me how you would react immediately.
The first thing I would do would be to throw a shield on him.
Oh, okay.
Which gives him a +2 bonus to his AC because it's the Shield of Fate.
Does that stop the damage?
No.
It is not a reactionary spell.
Oh, great. So he just has +2 AC now.
Yes.
Oh, that's very cool.
It lasts 10 minutes.
Easy. As long as Ash would wake up during this, you all can roll initiative.
I would be
As soon as she moved, yeah, Ash would wake up.
Cool. Let's all roll initiative then. Mine was a 13.
A 13.
11.
A 7. Whisper's a little dazed from that.
You got a 13 as well, Kasha?
I did.
What's your dexterity?
+3.
Oh, yeah, you'll go first. Kasha. For everybody out there wondering, like, what the animal sheet we're going off of, it's a displacer beast, obviously, but it's kind of a homebrewed version of one. Ash, you said you got an 11? Cool. And then Whisper. Yep. Whisper being a little bit pinned, I understand why you would go last. By all means, Kasha, like I said, you're on the back of Mata, and it's not very large, so you guys are within swinging distance of it immediately. This is a predatory animal that was like, I see something. This is food. There's not a lot of food around here. I'm going for it.
I would immediately draw my sword and attack.
Swinging on a displacer beast, you have disadvantage because the way it works is it looks like where it's at, but it's not actually there. So
okay, but I have blind sight, so I can perceive my surroundings without relying on sight within 10 feet.
Whew. You're within 10 feet. Go ahead. You know what? Yeah, I'll let you roll normally to hit them.
So my first attack, I'm pretty sure I miss with a 7.
Yes, its AC is not 7.
The second swing is a 22.
Definitely hits.
Okay. And don't do a lot of damage, only 3. I'm very caught off guard.
Okay.
Bonus action.
Yep.
I don't really have one I want to do yet.
Okay, cool. That makes it the Displacer Beast's action. So this large panther, it kind of like growls at you hitting it, and it like lets go of Whisper for a moment to like kind of like do like, and then its tendrils are gonna whip at you.
When it hisses at me, I hiss back.
Very cool. Awesome. So its tendrils whip back at you. Wow. I rolled a 7 and 11 to hit.
Those do not hit me.
Right. So both of them
look at that shit. I'm like, no.
Both of them whip at you, and then it like I said, it like hisses. That's its turn. Ash, go ahead.
All right. Ash waking up, She's gonna be like, what the fuck is going on? She'll look at Whisper, see this giant, whatever the fuck that is. And she is kind of deciding if she would go for a ranged attack first. I think she would. So I think that she would take her dad's spear.
Mm-hmm.
And she would throw it first before moving in to melee with it.
Okay.
And you said I need to roll this on disadvantage, right?
Yeah, to hit it.
Okay. That's gonna miss. A 9.
Yeah, 9 misses. The spear just it looks like it hits it, but it just sticks in like one of the vents of Matamata, and just hard shell. You hear her go, what's going on? I was sleeping as it is moving down the water. Matamata is sleeping. She kind of like shakes a little bit. You all kind of are like, you guys have been on a boat forever, so at this point you're like, whoa, okay, wait. And then I think at this point the Displacer Beast would realize that it's on a giant creature's back, and kind of like then kind of move to like go faster to try and get its prey. But by all means, swing away at it with the rest of what you're doing.
Okay. Ash would yell back to Matamata and be like, we got company. As she runs towards the, what did you call it? A Displacer Beast?
Yeah, it's a Displacer Beast.
Okay, got it. As she runs towards it, and then as soon as she gets to it, she is going to take 3 swings with her vicious sickles. Do all of those on disadvantage.
Would you get 3 swings with it when you threw something at it already?
I get 2 attacks per action.
Okay.
So one of my attacks would have been throwing it. I guess that would be up to you.
Go for it.
Okay. Does a 10 hit?
Nope.
Okay. She's not hitting it. An 8.
Nope.
And a 13.
13 is its AC. You hit. Go ahead.
Okay.
I always give the hit to the person when they.
Okay.
So that's going to apply to you guys as well. If I hit your AC, I hit you. That's how this works.
Understood.
Just saying it out loud before we get there.
She does 6 damage.
Great.
And just to explain, she would have done her 2. She has 2 weapon fighting, so she would have done her second attack, and then she bonus action to do her other 2.
Very cool.
Just so that you are aware of where those other 2 attacks came from.
Okay. So it just kind of it hisses as it takes the damage, and then you'll see like it kind of flicker into place for a moment when you like land the hit. Mm-hmm. And you'd realize that that's what it's kind of doing. Like, this is the reason it's called that, is because it kind of looks like it's, to everybody's perception, the Displacer Beast looks like it's a step to the side of where it's actually at. So, and that changes constantly, like where, like around its area. So it's very hard to figure out what you're hitting it with and where you're going.
Got it.
Whisper, that makes it your turn.
Okay, so I'm currently pinned right now, so I'm prone, right?
No. It let you go because it tried to attack the paladin.
Okay. So I'm going to obviously draw my blade, and I'm going to swing at it twice.
Very cool. Please describe what your blade looks like and everything as you just rip this thing out of its sheath.
So when you see the blade pulled out, this blade is like a nice, like, it's like a sheenish kind of silvery, but it's actually, the blade looks a lot more ancient. Like, it's from somewhere that you wouldn't think actually exist.
Very cool.
That is a 13.
13 hits.
And an 11, so 1 hits.
Mm-hmm.
So he will take 12 damage, and then I'm going to also shoulder rush him.
Okay.
Which I also miss.
So you go to shoulder rush, and it kind of like it's a very dexterous creature. So it kind of like loops around the side of you as you like go past it. As you hit it, though, it definitely is like it.
And
yeah.
So as I move past it, I'm gonna action surge to take another swing at it,
Nice.
and it is a 10. Unfortunate.
Very good.
And that's my turn.
Awesome. Kasha. Bless you.
Bless you.
By all means. It is your turn, Kasha.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I'm gonna swing at it again twice with my sword.
Nice.
Hopefully, I hit it twice this time. 24. And does a 16 hit?
Yeah.
That's 2 hits. 4 and 10, so that's 14 damage for the first thing.
Ooh.
And then this time for my bonus action, I'm actually going to throw my sword at it, calling out Citrine. And so I'm literally going to toss the sword.
Yeah.
So the sword can, as a bonus action, attack once on its own.
Okay.
That is a 20. Not a nat 20, but just a 20.
It hits.
So that does an additional 10 damage.
Okay. As you throw the sword and call it Citrine, you'll hear Citrine's voice. Everybody would hear Citrine's voice as she goes, "Ah, yes, yes, oh!" And then she's like, "Bad cat!" And you just watch the sword crash into it. Describe how you kill the Displacer Beast, please.
So basically, I think being Citrine's memory, it would literally try to hack off one of its legs. Because probably a tentacle as well, just like trying to stab it as much as possible and remove limbs.
Great. Yeah, you'd hear Citrine just the swords say, oh, yes, Gasha, I got it, no worries, I got it, I'll protect you. Shh. And you'd watch as like one of its tentacles rip off, and it just cuts through the Displacer Beast's side, just kind of like maiming it, and it would you'd watch it flicker into place where it's supposed to be, blood just gush out of the side of it, and it would roll off into the water and just float itself away as Matamata keeps going. Good job.
Ash is gonna go to high five Kasha, and she's gonna stand there with her hand up until she does it.
Kasha's not going to notice this at first. She's going to be focused on like picking up the sword again and basically telling the sword that it always does such a good job and cleaning it off and resheathing it.
You'll hear.
So Ash is still just standing here like this, like just staring at her.
Kasha will turn around and see that and then go over and high five Ash.
Great. And as you sheath the sword, you'll hear her say, we are the best. We do this. We do it. And then as it gets sheathed, it say bye.
So fierce.
Citrine would say bye as it's sheathed. You'll hear Mata kind of talk, and she'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry. You should watch out. They're not normally in the trees waiting near the water. They don't like the water normally.
Well, that one's going to get very close to it now.
Yes, I would have said something, though. I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
We're almost there, though. It's now morning. You guys would have been... As she kind of like pulls up to the shore, and she'd pull herself onto the shore a bit. This, again, large tortoise. It has these giant claws, like that kind of like rake through the ground. And like I said, she has like, her skin is all like barked up, except for you can see like small eyeballs like popping open here and there. She really does kind of look monstrous, but at the same time, there's something like vibrant about her because she is a very like interestingly living creature. Very like to this place, she's very like a very big source of nature, and it like I said, the whole beast kind of like breathes at once and like lets out steam, and as it lets out the like steam, even you can see like these little things living on the vents and stuff like that. Like you see, this is like a whole ecosystem of this turtle. And so she would kind of like bid you guys farewell. You guys are at this foot of this like, it is a mountain. I wanna explain, but in this mountain range, it is a smaller mountain. It's still a mountain. The hill kind of like leads up to it. There is a lot of wind here, though. You are standing close to where this big cylinder of like this tempest is hitting the upper part of this mountain that you are standing in front of. So there is a lot of wind. It's picking up. There are things being like ripped up, like pieces of the ground are like tearing up and going up into the sky. It's not hard to walk or anything, but it is, like I said, you are standing near this anomaly tempest that is going on.
Are we getting blown around any?
Like I said, you are able to walk through it just fine, but but you can tell that if you get up closer to it, like on the side of the mountain, it will be hard to be around it.
Mm-hmm. Do we see anything else when we look around?
So the front of the mountain has this large like stone wall, and there are these 3 giant faces carved into it, and there's like some you could tell that it's supposed to be a doorway. It's very obvious. Nothing is hiding it. It is right there, like pathway leading up to it. It's obviously some way to get into the mountain. Madamata would bid you farewell because she does not want to be here with all of this. And she would say that if you stand in the water and call for her, she can hear you because she's connected to the waterways of Greybark Forest.
Do we have
Once
to
Ash
sing to call
gets-
her?
Huh?
We have to sing to call her.
She would say, when you want me to come back, please sing at the water, and I'll know that it's you're friendly, and I'll come get you. If you would like to insight check her or anything to see if you have to do that, you may. But
No.
this is what she is asking for.
I would like to
I'm here
insight
for it.
check that.
Go ahead, roll insight.
I have a -2, so 12.
As far as you're concerned, you probably should sing.
All right.
Ash is so calling for her when it's time to go back.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Ash is stoked about that.
Yes.
She's gonna do a little dance for her. But as she hits the ground, once she jumps off of Madamata's back, she's gonna like 2-hand wave. Bye, Madamata. Thank you for the ride.
Her like claws are gonna and like make it look like she's saying goodbye as she like backs into the water, makes this huge splash. Like
Love
she
it.
is just being chaos as she hits the water. She is,
Ash is like jumping and like waving. She's super excited about this.
as far as Madamata concerned, she is one of the owners of these forests, so she is not worried about things in these woods.
So Kasha's going to look at Ash and whisper and be like, so guys, into the clearly open mountainside here, or do we want to look around?
Whisper would just bark.
So there is no actual way into the mountain right now. It's clearly a doorway. You have to figure out how to get through these. There are 3 giant heads carved into it. I guess roll investigation, and I'll give you information about the door.
Okay.
Ash got a 13.
Kasha does not look around very well. She got a 6.
I got a nat 20.
All right, Whisper. Whisper would notice that.
And that door for intent.
It makes sense. I'm a wolf. I could sniff everything.
Yeah, I mean it does. So Whisper on a nat 20. The 3 heads of the door all look the same, except for one has its eyes open and are specifically looking in a clear direction to the side. You also would smell. On a nat 20, you smell that there are other creatures around. There's a musty kind of like it's like that smell of something that has been living here without bathing for a while, not a long time. It's not like this disgusting like, oh my gosh, but you know the difference between like people that have been here for a minute that have like kind of like got their odor everywhere, but also like you also happen to know that there are birds. They are birds specifically. You don't know what kind because whatever, but there are birds here somewhere. There must be some kind of guards. There has to be something beyond this wall. Looking at it as you're sniffing, though, you can tell that there's something like blocking, not just the stone. There's like something about it. So you would be able to figure out that you need to figure out how to like. There's like a lever or like something to click to open the door.
Getting all that information, I would telepathic speech to both Kasha and Ash and relay both the fact that there are birds nearby, that there are actual things nearby, and everything that I found out about the statues. Oh,
and most of the door is moss covered, which is interesting. And it's like this tealish green moss that covers most of it, except for, like I said, the eyes of the one is obviously looking to a direction. You would clearly get that is something to do with all this.
Mm-hmm.
Ash, once she hears that and she sees that only one of the statues is different, she's gonna kind of just start touching everything. She's gonna start like kicking rocks, touching everything. And then when she notices the statue that has its eyes open, that's like looking in a certain direction, I think that, and you can make me roll for it since she is a barbarian, but I think that she would want to go look in the direction that the statue is looking.
Cool.
Since Whisper just told us that there's like a lever or something that we have to touch.
Yeah, you're touching everything and messing with stuff, and then you. Like I said, he got a nat 20, so I'm gonna give it to you. Pretty much, the eyes are looking clearly at these like collection of ruins on like carved stuff off to the side, and some of them are, and those ones are carved much deeper. Like they have like finger holes and like little like grooves that you can like touch inside of on the side of the door. Or
Ash is gonna start sticking her fingers in them.
God.
Okay.
It's better than what Kasha was planning to do. So.
Yeah, Whisper was gonna full on attempt to, but he's got little paws. He can't really.
Honestly, Kasha would probably still be doing what she thought when Whisper talked about how there's birds and like people here, and we have to figure out a way in. Kasha would just walk up to the door and knock on it.
Very good. Okay. Are you're both trying to knock on it and you're just hitting finger holes? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I'm just sticking my fingers in there.
Both of you roll initiative and see who gets the highest for what happens first, please.
Oh God.
I got a 6.
I got a nat 20.
Oh God.
Okay.
At 20,
This is probably a bad time to get a nat 20.
So Kasha walks up to the wall of rock and as she hits it, you would hear that there is hollow behind it. So you're hitting this face and you hear just boof, boof, boof. Like it definitely is echoing. That being said, Mrs. Ash hitting all of random carved finger holes. What did I say? You have to roll for this. Great. Please give me a Constitution save.
21.
Great. You feel a click. You watch as it goes, and like all of this electricity like rips out. It's obviously trapped. You'll take half, because your Constitution was very high. So if you take half, you're not raged right now. So
No.
you would just take half. Great. You'll take 7 points of basically lightning damage. The mouth that you are knocking on will go and open up. And because the electricity went off, you'll watch as the whole place go and open up, and like all the lights will come on, and it's this large, like, carved cavern with pillars. And as it does, you'll start to see some of these rocks like start to and like stand up, like these stone elementals. Obviously you have tripped some form of alert. That being said, they take a minute to stand up and move and do something. So you have initiative with how high you both rolled to do something before you are seen. Or you could just go swinging at the two elementals. Whatever you feel like you're going to do here, please.
Ash, just in reaction, would swing at it. Like, wouldn't even think about it.
Okay, so you're just going to run down the hall to these things and swing on it.
Absolutely. 100%.
Okay.
Not thinking, she's running.
That's fine. Kasha, you have first initiative by far, so...
So my first action when I see that these things are starting to wake up would be to cast aid. So I would like touch a pendant on my thing and mumble something that most people can't hear, and the entire party would see like little like images of like leaves and shit flutter out to them and kind of like hit them, and they would all get a +5 to their health. So their maximum health is increased by 5 for the duration.
Okay. Very good.
So it's 5 temp health?
It's sort of, yeah. But you can heal it back, so once it's gone, it's not gone.
You just have extra 5 health.
Okay, cool.
So stone A and stone B. Please roll to hit, Ash. And Whisper, what would you be doing?
I would probably be so shocked by these two, just especially Ash just running straight in after I gave them clear instructions on everything around us.
Right.
And I'm just probably just sitting there like, oh
Really?
my
You're
god.
shocked Ash ran straight in?
I mean, this is his first time being on a trip with her. Let's be real.
But
It's true.
in all
He's
in
only been
all,
on a boat in a
he
bar
would
fight.
probably stand up, sigh, have his sword out, and just rush in with Ash.
Okay, are you gonna attack the same one as Ash or the other one? There's two. They
The
are
other one.
the same one?
The other one.
Okay, then both of you please roll to hit. Roll your stuff.
I rolled a 17.
It hits.
6 damage.
Very good. So it takes 3 damage. Go ahead.
Am I rolling a full turn or just a hit?
Yeah, your full thing. Do all your stuff.
Oh,
Y'all,
I do have to turn.
you'll get your full turn after this. Well, go ahead. Do your full turn then. Just all three of you roll your stuff.
So,
Tell me what you're doing, and we'll talk about.
I got
This
a
is like the
19 and
initial
18.
like volley of you guys hitting them as they get up.
I got a 19, an 18, and a 15.
Their AC is 15, so you're good.
Okay, so all of it hit.
Yeah, you are gonna fuck this thing up probably.
12, 6. I did 26 damage.
Oof, nice. Your sword is silvered?
It doesn't say it is.
Ash did 23 damage.
Okay.
No, it doesn't say it's silvered.
Oh, well then never mind. If any of you have a silvered weapon, the silvered weapon does full damage to the elemental. The other stuff is halved because of stone.
Oof. Well, I would have done that with my spear, but I just rolled with my sickles. So
That's cool. How much damage did you say you did, Whisper?
I did 26.
Okay, so you did 13, and then you did how much, Ash?
23. Yeah, 23.
Okay, so great. It already had damage, so 15. Kasha, do the rest of your turn, and then we'll talk about what they do back, I guess.
I think I would hold my action until I see which one of the monsters swings first.
Okay.
And then I would attack with my sword at that one.
Okay, so Stone A is going to attack Ash first because she is right there up in its face as it gets up, and then Whisper kind of follows in behind her. Mm-hmm. So if you'd like to swing at it first, because you do have you all have the initiative on this, so but you would see that it's gonna like drop down on it. So
it does 4 damage, so not a ton of damage. And then, because it was a held action, I don't have my bonus action. So, yeah, I just do 4 damage to it real quick.
Okay. So... All right. Let's roll to hit Ash. It takes like just one large just tries to bring like a giant their arms are just these two. They look like wrecking balls of boulders. Mm-hmm. It only has one attack. So that would be a 22.
Yep.
Okay. And 6, 7, 9. So 10 damage. 10 bludgeoning damage specifically.
Okay.
That's its turn. Stone B will swing on Whisper. And it definitely misses. I rolled a 2 to get an 11, but anyway, large stone just whoosh, and as you dodge past it, it just grinds on the ground, and it goes to turn slowly as it does. The arcane stuff above you guys is and you can see it's almost like it lights up and goes outside through up into the cavern doors. These two things are they're very slow moving, so they turn to swing at you guys again. Kasha, that makes it your turn.
Fantastic. I would take all of my actions against it.
By all means.
18. 18. That is a nat 1. I'm going to re-roll that with my lucky, because F that.
I feel that.
We don't do nat 1s around here. 24.
You're swinging with your sword, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And 22. So I think I hit all times.
Yeah, probably.
5, 10, 14, 9, 23 damage.
Okay, so that's on the one that Ash is attacking, right?
Correct.
23 halved comes to... And that would get it above 25. Yeah, you demolish this thing. So as you hit it, you can see the arcane, there's these arcane ruins flash on it, and you just it falls into what it is, just regular rubble. You would then see that this is a magical construct that has been like bound as an alarm system.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first one. The one that Whisper is on is still up and slowly like turning to move to like swing and kind of put its body in the way of the doorway.
Mm-hmm.
Ash.
All right. Realizing that her sickles aren't really doing much, she's gonna take out her father's spear, and she is going to, she's gonna swing at the next construct, I guess, as you called it. First one hit. 7 damage.
Nice. And that one is full damage, right? 'Cause
Yes.
it's over. Great. 20.
Next one hits. That is an additional 8 damage. Just gonna bonus action, and do it again. 19 hits. 12 damage. Does a 16 hit?
Yeah.
Okay. And another 5. So
You do another 5.
32 damage. Yeah, 32
So
in total.
The 5 takes it.
Awesome.
You watch as like your spirit, like the silver, like really just rips through these like arcane wards and these like the ruins, and you watch as they like fizzle out, and you as you hit it, like the stone just becomes stones again and just rolls off and like into the like ground, and just like I said, it's just a bunch of rocks at this point.
As it dies and falls apart, Ash is like holding her spear above her head, like celebrating. She's like kicking the rocks.
Fantastic. The corridor in front of that are behind these things go up into this like circular, and it just brings you all the way up. As you push on, it becomes more, you can hear wind. Like you're inside of the mountain and you can hear just like it sounds like you're in like a tin shed during a hurricane. Like you're going up into whatever this is. This is a crazy, like loud thing. Let's see. As you like push up through the staircase, you would come to another one of these like big walls. You can decide on how it's obviously a thin wall of like just like stone and like kind of mud, even like it's like clay bricks basically.
I think that Ash would run up to it and start like kicking the wall.
Fantastic.
No rhyme or reason, no strategy. She's just kicking the wall. She's still like really hyped from that fight and killing that construct. She's just going at the wall like a feral little creature.
Very cool. Just strength check it. Go ahead. It's a pretty low DC.
Oh, that was a save. Hold on.
No, just a check.
Ignore the save.
Can't see it anyway.
That's a nat 1.
So she runs up, and as she hits the wall, like like a little hole gets placed in it. It's kind of like if you would watch somebody trying to kick a door open and their foot just goes through the door. Pulls her foot out. There's like a little hole there.
Can I try to slash the door open or slash at the wall?
Yeah, go ahead. Same thing. Just
A strength check.
Either strength or dex, depending on whatever you want to do there. For you specifically.
It would be a 16.
Yeah, man, you rip through this very easy to rip through wall. It's obviously there just to like thwart people, like, oh my gosh, it's a dead end, but it's very, very quickly put up. Like it's not clever at all. We'll put it that way.
Ash is like, and I help.
The room is very dark. It's obviously like this carved cavern. And you can tell that there's like different ways to go. You can either go deeper into the mountain, or you can tell that if you were to walk up this one way, you'll come out into the other, like off to the like where the mountainside is. The only light you really have is from that one little area because of everything else being super dark, unless somebody's going to cast light or something like that. It's up to you guys what's going on
I don't
here.
have anything like that.
Do we
I
have?
think that is it like completely dark where we are right now?
I mean, yeah, it's pretty dark. Like it's like I said, there's only some light coming in. You would be able to see that like this is just a carved cavern. There are like stalagmites that are like they have these like little glints in them of like different crystal and like glass looking things. Actually, yes, Kasha, I need you to roll. So there are two things you can do. You can either roll Arcane, or Arcana, or you can roll History. History has a higher DC, but a much more accurate description to it.
Okay.
So pick one.
I went with history, and I rolled a 22.
Very cool. Let me see how I exactly described this. Okay. Kasha, there are these traces of lingering like magical threads. And you're old enough, being an ancient thing, that you understand that like time is kind of relevant to whoever it is that time is affecting. This plane of existence is actually kind of outside of what time really would be. There's no like time deity here or anything. So while you've been here, everything kind of is almost like stale, or like that. It's one of the reasons you wanted to go to Omni specifically, is because you kind of want to like collect yourself and kind of get back like your mentality right and all that stuff. Get back to like what balance is supposed to be. But there are these traces, and you specifically above a 20 on history, it would make you angry, because these traces are what used to be attached to the god of chaos when he did stalk around before he fell, which is kind of what put you on the path you're on. And it's not heavy traces, but there are these faint lines that would connect it, and you would know what they look like when you see them, because while they are very hard to see, while they are very hard to even notice, and unless you had very intimate knowledge or have been a part of this before, you would never notice it. But this is something that you do have very intimate knowledge of. And I think that it would kind of set you off a little bit. Like you could feel the hair stand up. This is an issue.
Almost like that triggering response of
right. And this is something that you haven't had to deal with in a long time even. Like this is very much what set you down the path of where you're at now. And they if you were to follow them, they go up into the corridor out onto the ledge.
So knowing that, I would be like, this is not right. This is not natural. I would literally be drawing my sword, like ready to fight whatever's going on. And we're like, we got to go this way, guys.
Very cool.
I think Ash would notice her reaction, and she would be the same. She's like, I'm here, I'm ready, like I'm gonna fight it. She's like almost snarling. She's like right at Kasha's side.
Very cool.
Yeah, Whisper would just nod at Kasha and be ready.
Like I would have gone from very relaxed, like this is whatever, to we're focused now. Shit got real.
Heroes through and through. Um, very chaotic heroes. You- so you'd walk out, and you before you walk out of this archway that is to this cliffside walkway. It's not thin, mind you. Like, I'm not saying like you're not going to be like, oh, let me shuffle. Like, but it is a cliffside. And you can see arcing lightning. You can see the wind. Like, you know that you're going to walk into not the heart, but a part of this anomaly that is going on as you push through the doorway. As you walk through the doorway and get a couple steps out, you can see this is heavy wind. This is like rain, sleet, every direction. There are like giant pieces of ground like sucking up into the air and like shattering, and like you can see almost like arcane rifts even like shooting out like different kinds of magics. Wild magic is popping off in different directions. I need a dexterity saving throw on advantage because Kasha, you got a really good roll earlier, so you were ready for something crazy to happen as you walked out of here. You guys were on guard, you said so. So dexterity saving throw, advantage, as this giant arc lightning shatters the direction you came from.
Is that for all of us?
That's for all three of you, yes.
I got a nat 20.
I got a 15.
You're looking for a 14?
I got an 11.
Okay, so you will take lightning damage, Ash. As 3, 6. You'll take 6 lightning damage as you jump past the arc of this, like this, and I mean that's like a giant lightning bolt rips through, and literally the cavern collapses in on itself. You would turn to look the way you came. The way you came is completely gone. At like it's completely caved in. This giant lightning just ripped through it. It's literally, if you weren't on guard coming through, you know you would have gotten hurt. As the lightning keeps arching, you're gonna see more of this magic happen, and the only way to go is forward. As you push forward a little bit more, you would hear over the like rain and the sleet and everything. You would just hear the words, "Don't let them by!" And these arrows would try and like come at you, and then they would just get thrown to the side. But you are alerted that there are things. I will throw you the map, and we will go to initiative order.
Awesome.
As that's happening, when she's dodging the lightning, I would reach out and grab her just to make sure she's okay. And as I did that, I would cast Cure Wounds on her.
Very cool.
So she would take and get back 11 health.
Very good.
Thank you, my dear Kasha.
Very good, very good. Okay, I'm gonna pause it while we do that and check some. Roll initiative. As you step out and everything happens, you see the arrows kind of like, they're like little bolts of darkness that just get sucked up into it, and you hear the one that yelled, "Don't let him pass." The other one kind of goes, "Aha, well, I mean, what am I supposed to do here?" And you would notice that it's only 2 of them talking, but they have this shadow, so it's like 2 people. There's 4 of them, but there's 2 up on the ridge and 2 in front of you, but they're like twins of each other. Just one is much more dark and shadow-like. Kasha, this would remind you of the God of Chaos's masks. The same type of magic. But not, there's no like soul bound to it, but it's a similar thing where there's multiples of the same thing.
Uh-huh.
The arcane strings that you were seeing, these like chaotic strings are getting sucked up into the they're pulling up into this anomaly above. You can tell that you are on the pathway that gets to where you need to go, but you would need to snake up a little bit, and there is this large ledge up further that if you push past these guys, you can get to this ledge that is where all of it's happening. You can literally see almost the base of it hitting where this thing is, and all of this different magic and electricity and fireballs getting sent off, and every type of chaotic tempest like craziness is happening just about 2 football fields up ahead.
I would look at Ash and Whisper and be like, we need to keep at least one alive to question them.
Ash will be like, no promises. I'll do my best.
Very
If
good.
they die.
Please roll initiative.
I got an 8.
I got a 5.
Okay, you guys are not going first.
I am pissed. I got a nat 20. Like, Kasha is ready to fucking go.
All right, Kasha, go, and then we will have my 4 go, then Ash and Whisper.
I was sad because mine landed on a nat 20 and then rolled over to a 2. I'm like, yay.
So yeah, I would charge basically at the closest one I could see.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that would be just, how far can I get?
Let's see. So, what's your movement?
Fantastic question. 30.
You could use an action to sprint and get there with your bonus action still.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can move to about here, which is 30, and have 30 more feet between you guys.
Okay, so if I move to there, that's 30. I will do that. And then, yeah, I will throw my sword the rest of the way because it can go 30 feet.
Heck yeah. Hold on, let me get you your sword real quick.
And I will call out to Citrine again.
Of course. Come on, where are you? There we go. Okay.
And I'm choosing to do that as an action and as my bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll still be able to attack with it.
Okay.
As my bonus action, I'm going to basically channel some extra faith into my sword with divine favor.
Nice.
So it will do extra damage.
Fantastic.
That will add a d4 damage to it.
Awesome.
And that damage will be radiant.
Okay.
And then I will swing twice at the first one.
You swing at the 2, and then you it will randomize which one it hits because of the way the echo works.
Okay. So I roll a 14.
Yep.
And a 19.
They both hit.
They both hit?
Yeah. Let me roll real quick. Both were above a 10. So you hit the right one both times.
Okay, and I do 14 damage. Oh, plus my d4s. Hang on. I'm out. Sorry. I couldn't see that side of my screen. Sorry.
It's okay.
So I need to add 2d4s. So that was 14 plus 5, so 19 damage.
Nice. You hear as Citrine like spins out into them. You'll hear her be like, ha, you're the problem. You're the problem. As she just glances into the right one. It would like get hit. These are like crows. Think like these crows and like these like very heavy like leather like shawls and hoods. The ones that Citrine's on are in particularly, they look like, it almost looks like some kind of rogue or fighter-esque thing. Both of them will push on past and rush you, Kasha. Almost in like unison. I'm going to say because they are running away from your animated sword, if you would like to take your reaction to take a swing on them, I will allow it.
I mean, I'm never going to pass up that opportunity.
All right, go for it then.
I don't think it hits, though. It's a 14.
Their AC is 13.
Oh, well, then shit, it hits.
Yeah.
So that does 9 plus...
I have to see which one you hit. Yeah, you hit the right one.
It does 12 damage.
12 more. Wow. Okay. So 31. Very nice. Okay, it gets to you. You can tell that it's like as it gets to you, it looks like it's like ugh, it's definitely taken some hits. It's going to swing on you twice. They both will actually, but we'll get to that in a minute. Does a 17 hit you?
No.
Does a 20 hit you?
Yes, my AC is 20.
Okay, so 1 out of 4 hits. The off one hits, so it'll do half damage. So give me a minute. Um, 3, 4, 8, 15. Realistically, you will take 8 necrotic damage. Out of 4 attacks. As this rogue-looking thing and its shadow both just collide into you and take all these swings, and you just do your thing where you dodge, and then the last one just kind of nicks your neck a little bit with its dagger. So A and B are going to shoot at Ash, I guess, because you're closer than Whisper.
Okay.
So I'll take 4 shots at you. Does a 17 hit you?
Yes.
So then I would get 2 hits on you.
Okay.
The second one though, you will take half damage from because of the same reason. So
Okay.
give me a second. The first one though, it'll be 7 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then the second one will be 2 necrotic damage.
Okay.
As the darker of the bolts like slam into your chest, it would dissipate and it would leave this little like it's almost like a wound that looks like it's like scabbed over.
Okay.
That's the necrotic damage. Like it's basically like it's almost like a flesh eating type of thing. And then the other one is a regular arrow a regular bolt from a crossbow that slams into your shoulder.
Okay.
That makes it your turn, Ash.
Oh, perfect. So she will see that Kasha is getting attacked. When she gets attacked, she's gonna be like, "Oh, what the fuck?" She'll see the guy on the ridge. She'll point at him. She'll be unsheathing her sickles, pulling them off of her back. She's gonna point at him with one of her sickles. She's gonna be like, "You're next, buddy." And then she's gonna run towards the Kenku that is currently fighting Kasha, because that would be her priority.
All right, let me move you. Good.
And she's going to swing at him. And then after she's done swinging, she's going to use her bonus action to rage.
Okay. Swing on.
Okay.
And then tell me how many hits you get, so I can roll to see which one it hits.
I got a 21 and a 26.
Okay, so 2 hit. 1 misses, but the other one hits. So what's going to happen is you'll do full damage with the first attack, and then you'll do half damage with the next.
Okay. So 6 and 7.
So you do 6 damage with the first one?
Yeah.
Okay. And then 7 damage with the second? Is that halved or not?
Yeah, that would be.
No, did you have it already?
Oh no. That's
okay,
the full
okay. So you'll do 4 damage with it, which puts it. That's really funny. Okay.
And then
He looks really, really fucked up. I'm just gonna say that. Like he is. As you hit the shadow, you can see him go, and like he's gonna like almost like spit up this like weird blackness that normally would be blood.
Gross.
Yep.
Yeah. Gross.
And then hold on 1 second. No, never mind. We're good.
Okay, so you
Moving
rage. Whisper, go.
Right. So, seeing this, Whisper is gonna run around this tree line and these rocks over to here.
Mm-hmm.
And as he's doing that,
You have 30. You have 30 feet of movement, right?
I have 40.
Oh, well, excuse me.
And as he reaches, he is going to swing with his sword
Mm-hmm.
and use his charge ability to shoulder rush him at the same time.
Great. Do the charge ability real quick.
Okay. So charge just says if you move at least 30 feet towards target and hit it with your melee
Yeah,
attack.
just roll.
Okay. It was an 8.
It was an 8.
Yeah, it was an 8 to hit.
Okay, never mind. Keep going. Do your stuff.
Okay. That's a 13.
Okay.
And that's a 14.
Okay. I said that you guys hit on the 14, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I believe.
Let's see. So you will do half damage. Go ahead, do your damage.
Okay. It's a 9, so would half be 5.
Yep, and you would kill it.
Easy.
I was laughing because it had 3 health left when she finished. Do you swipe it with the sword? That's how you're killing it, right?
Yeah.
So you like cut through the shadow one, and you'd watch as it like starts to like rip in half, and the sword, like as it cuts the blood, it doesn't have blood. It has this like black, almost like tar looking stuff that goes and sprays out, and you would watch as the main one then falls to his knees and looks up and goes, "Don't let him, don't," and then it would just collapse dead. And
Is the other one still alive?
the 2 in front of you are gone. The 2 up on the ridge are still
Got it.
there.
Okay.
So, at this point, you could keep pushing past down the road, or somebody could try and rush up this ridge and kill them, or you could cast a spell or something. Either way, I do need everybody to roll a dexterity saving throw, as another giant arc lightning rips through this area. I will have to roll it for my guy as well. And
9.
I fail completely
7.
for mine.
I got a 15.
The 15 passes. The rest of us will take 7 lightning damage.
Will I have that?
Yeah, you're raged.
Okay.
I'll go too quick.
7. Great. That would then make it Kasha's turn. Kasha, by all means, what is your party doing?
I'm gonna look over at Ash, and can I tell how damaged she is? Like, did she look rough? I don't know how much health you have.
Ash, do you look rough?
I'm at 35 out of 55.
Okay. So with that, I'm gonna look at the one up on the hill. And I'm gonna be kind of frustrated because I know I want to kill it, but I also want to stop whatever's happening. So I'm gonna rush past, and as I go past, I'm gonna pick up Citrine again. And I'm still gonna have her out and ready to go.
Okay.
But I'm gonna be holding her again, and then keep moving up the way.
Okay.
Because I don't have anything really ranged that I can kill with.
Right. Do any of you have a ranged attack to throw at them as you run?
I have a crossbow.
Take your shot.
Okay.
Whisper, same thing with you. If you have anything ranged that you want to throw at them on the way out.
Oh, I have nothing ranged. Honestly, my plan was to just fucking full-on bum rush this guy.
That's a 22. I hit for 10.
Okay, so you'll do 10 damage to him. Well, hold on. Yeah, you will. I seem to be rolling for you guys today. Okay. So on the way out, give me a second. Let me. 3 bolts will go off, and they will just get sucked up into the vortex. But you would know that they shot the crossbow bolts at you as you guys push past. These guys are going to start hastily trying to like catch up to you. They're not being quiet about it. You know that it's following you. It's still very hard for them to get off the side of a cliff to get to you. So it'll be a minute before they get up there. Let's go ahead and switch to where we're at. So you push up around the snaking like way. This is where everything's happening. You can see this cat gentleman that they described before that you all said you were going to fight. So and there is this suspended thing that is being held down by these chains, and it's like whipping back and forth. There, you can't really tell exactly what it is. You have an idea of what it is, but there's this giant. I mean, this is windy. This is harsh. Everything, like, this is a very hard place to be at. All this crackling energy happens. If you step into that circle, you will take damage. Period. And you know that because it is a giant ball of arcane, like, wrath at this point, as everything from the sky is getting ripped down into this giant, like, pulsing ball of energy. And this cat, sorcerer, wizard, spellcaster is sitting here, and he is just, like, launching spells off, casting ritual after ritual in some language that is very hard to understand. One of you speaks Infernal, I'm guessing, at this point?
Yes.
I speak Common, Orc, Sylvan, and Undercommon.
I speak Primordial and Sylvan.
So, Kasha, you would understand that he is talking out loud in Infernal, just yelling against the wind that this plane of existence doesn't have to be separated anymore, and that the god of chaos will connect them.
I'm waiting for Kasha to react to that.
Me too.
Me too.
Only because I know what her backstory at this point. And I know that we just did this, sort of.
I'm gonna, like, get a better grip on my sword and basically charge at this dude.
Okay. Are you charging around or through the chaos?
I would probably come, like, right along the edge.
Okay. Everybody roll initiative as you charge. I will give you 1 attack on the charge as the initiative happens.
Like, I don't even care if I have to use all of my movement. Like,
Right.
Straight up charging and attacking. Yeah.
My guy is not paying attention to you. I rolled a nat 1 for initiative.
I got a 13.
Oh wait, I didn't roll initiative.
I'm gonna say that A and B,
I got
the archers from before, still are on initiative, but they're gonna take a round to get here.
Mm-hmm.
Just letting you know.
Ash got a 17.
So my initiative is a 13. My attack is a 16.
You hit him on a 16. That is his AC.
I do.
What did you get, Whisper?
I got a 13.
Oh, great.
5. My sword is still imbued. So I do 6 damage to him. And as I'm stabbing him,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that god is not going to help you. I already killed him.
As you stab into him, he'll say, where did you come from? I know he will help. He has to help. And then he'll go back to screaming in Infernal. That makes it Ash's turn.
All right.
You are still raged. This has been one long fight.
Yeah.
Ash is heading straight for this little wizard cat.
Are you going through the circle?
Realistically, I think she would be too dumb to understand that, like, she would need to go around that. She
Okay.
would see the wizard on the other side of it, and she would go straight through it.
Okay, I need a Constitution saving throw as you run through it. And I will roll the damage and the type of damage you take as you get
24.
Okay, you will have it, probably, depending on what kind of damage I end up doing. Because it's chaos, but give me a second.
My favorite type.
It will specifically be cold damage that hits you.
Okay.
You would have taken 30, but you will have that to 15, then have it again to 7.
Okay.
So you will take 7 cold damage as you're running through this frost pushes you push through this frost, and you come out and you will have like snow on you, and these little some of your fur will have been frozen a little bit as you rip through this thing to just go savagely primordial on this guy.
Got it.
And he's gonna be casting this, doing this ritual, and just watch as Ash rips through the ritual towards him.
Right, and she's suddenly in his face, sickles in both hands.
Because you did that, I will give you the first attack on advantage.
Awesome.
Only the first swing, though. After that, he knows you're there.
Understood. First attack is a 24.
Yeah, that hits.
So
you have
6
advantage. Did you happen to get a nat 20?
I did not.
Okay.
The 24 was the...
That's fine.
Okay.
How much damage do we do to Victor?
So far, 8.
Okay.
And then she's going to take the rest of her swings. Does a 13 hit?
No, his AC is 16.
Got it. Okay, and then she's going to bonus action and take the rest of her swings. That's a nat 1. But that's a 22.
Okay.
She's going to do another 10, so 18 total.
It wouldn't help him, but you would see him in reaction shield, and you would rip through the shield as you still hit him.
Got it.
How much damage did you do?
18 total.
Okay. Puts him at 22. So as you push through his his arcane shield, he puts it up and it just shatters in his face as you just almost clothesline him with your weapons. Whisper, your turn.
Gotta act right now.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm
So
sorry.
Whisper.
I lied. It is Kasha's turn. Her actual turn.
Okay.
Because me and you got really bad initiative, buddy.
I rolled a 13.
Yeah, well, Kasha crushed that, so go ahead,
That's
Kasha.
So yeah, I'm literally going to be doing all of the attacks I can.
Yep.
I am a 13. I don't think hits him.
Right now, because he's shielded, you need a 18 to hit him.
Well, I just got a 23
You rip through his shield as well. Fuck him.
and a 17, which doesn't hit. My 24 does,
Mm-hmm.
and a 19. So I hit 3 out of 4.
So you bash the first attack, and it like,
Yeah.
and then you watch as it shatters, and the rest of your attacks just lay into him.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be like, like just kind of give you this like really like backlashed hiss as you lay into him with your attacks.
Plus 6, 16 plus 6, math. 22, I think.
Oof, nice.
Plus my extra damage. So 22 plus 8, 30.
Fuck, what? All right, though.
And I'm just like literally yelling at him, like, you don't know what you're messing with.
He's gonna be like,
That-
he's gonna be the great Lord of Chaos will save us.
Mar doesn't save anything but himself.
And he's gonna like look at you, and as you say Mar, it's gonna click that you are something that knows what he's talking about, and you'll get that like that buzz of like he understands, and now he is much more centered on what you are doing. Whisper, go.
Okay. So Whisper is going to go around the circle.
I mean, it's not like you don't have enough movement to do whatever the hell you want at this point.
Because going around the circle is a lot more beneficial than walking through it.
I don't know. Advantage on hitting him. That's kind of.
I mean, yeah, but I only got 38 HP. That could go south real quick.
Yeah, it could. Honestly, she gets to have things you don't.
Yeah, I'm rich, so and I have a really high constitution, so like, I'll be fine.
And since of the whole charge thing, I get to shoulder rush immediately.
Yup.
And that is a 16.
The shoulder rush. Because of the. Well, let me roll. Hold on. Okay, that's cocked. It just disappeared into my. It went like just away from me. I don't know where the fuck that dice decided to go.
Wherever it decided to go.
Tasha said that's linked tomorrow and it needs to go.
Nice.
She's done
Okay,
with shit.
because of the chaotic fields of everything, you get a because of your speed, you get a little extra force. I'm gonna give you the shoulder rush on advantage. Actually,
Heck yeah.
you do hit with it, mind you, but I want to see if you get the nat 20.
It's still a 16.
All right, go for it, man.
Okay.
They broke his
So-
shield enough times that I think I'm just gonna put his AC back at the 16.
That did 7 damage. So now I get to swing with my swords. That's a 12, which does not hit.
Nope.
Oof.
Specifically, as you swing with your first sword, he's gonna like smack it with the palm of his hand.
An 11, and I think that is it for me. So I've done 7 damage to him.
Okay, so he's gonna like smack your sword twice as you swing on him. Then he's gonna go, and he'll just be like, like his ritual. He's gonna be like, what is happening? Get out of here! And he's gonna chromatic orb into Kasha, like just right up into her, just try and shove chromatic orb. I'm gonna say that it is fire damage specifically. I need you to... No, I'm sorry. That's me. I have to roll to hit. So talk about how you dodged the chromatic orb, please, Kasha. Because there's no way I just hit you on a 14.
I'm gonna like remember my past life basically and just be like no and just like full on just like ninja monk style out of this. Like,
So the first chromatic orb goes and it just dissipates off, and then he's gonna turn and look at Mina and cast Firebolt with his other hand.
Ash.
Mina, Ash, they're the same person.
Ash, Mina. I'm so sorry. Ash, yes. I'm used to other things. It's a 19.
Yep, that hits me.
Okay. I will go ahead and do that. So it'll be... I rolled really well. It'll be 12 fire damage.
6.
That was pretty lit. I don't normally get high rolls when I do damage to you.
Of course it was lit. It's fire damage.
That's right. And then he is gonna like look, and as he does that, and he's gonna try and go back, and with my bonus action, I am going to say more of his ritual. So, I will extend that. That makes it Ash's turn.
Bet.
He literally looks past you after hitting you with fire, and he starts just re-talking in this language that you don't understand that just sounds like deep-throated gobbledygook.
Hell yeah.
Gobbledygook.
Gobbledygook.
Perfect. And that's probably exactly what Ash would think of it as.
Just straight malarkey. Sorry, I couldn't. I hate that word so much.
All right. Well, now that he has trying to did throw a fireball at her face,
Mm-hmm.
she is so pissed off. So at this point, since he's talking with her sickles, she's aiming right for his mouth.
Nice. I'm going to say that you rolled a hit like normal. If you get a nat 20, I'm going to let you smack him in the jaw.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Let's try to do this. That's a 23.
Okay.
And a 12.
Okay, so you hit with the 23.
That's 10 damage.
Okay. You push through his like these wards that are like his armor at this point, and you just cleave him right below, right here, and you catch some of his, like, the tuft of his beard, and it like just cut some of his fur off, and reveal like you literally like shave him while cutting open like the bottom of his mouth a little bit.
Got it. All right, and then she bonus action to do her other attacks. She missed the first one. The second one was a 15.
His AC is 16.
Okay, so she missed her last two.
And he's gonna look down and be like, "Stupid panda, get out of here!" Kasha, light him up again, I guess.
I think that Ash will probably laugh at him because he's so frustrated.
He is definitely frustrated as well.
Tasha is literally just like mumbling under her breath, just annoyed as hell that she has to deal with this shit again. And like in Infernal, just like telling him about himself in the same language he's using.
Ooh. What are you saying?
Nothing that we can stream.
Wow.
You can add a D4 to your hit dice for this attack then. This first attack.
So my first attack misses.
Even with the D4?
Yeah, 7 plus 4 is not going to hit him.
Yeah, keep going then.
I'm so distracted by my anger at this point.
Yep.
An 11 doesn't hit. An 8 does not hit. However, my 17 does hit. Because
Yep.
that becomes a 22.
Go ahead.
So I only hit once. I do 8 damage.
Okay.
And I'm just like cursing him out, calling him an idiot,
As you
telling him how Mar would just destroy him in an instant and has no care for him or his life.
Nice.
And I'm going to help solve this problem and kill him just like I did Mar.
Oof. As your sword comes down into his shoulder a little bit, it's gonna rip open his cloak, and you're gonna see he is just a normal, feline sorcerer. Like, this is a tabaxi sorcerer. He is not like some ichor creature or anything. Like, you know that you're hitting the real thing. I'm just making the point. And and he's gonna just like hiss and be like, I will succeed. I will bring these planes together. And he is going to do nothing because it's Whisper's turn. But we will get to it in a second. Go ahead, Whisper.
He is going to sit there and be a good cat.
He's going to sit there and take the next hit, I guess, before he gets to act.
Right. I'm going to swing twice on him. That is a nat 20.
Go ahead.
So I get to roll a d20.
Yep, because you have the same kind of bullshit.
Damn it.
Yeah,
No,
I was gonna say you have the same type of shit Kasha does. I know. Go ahead.
So let's roll that crit damage.
Yeah, man.
So not only does that do 13 plus 2, making it 15, but it also does an extra 14 damage on a nat 20.
Yep.
So that will make that 29 damage for the first swing. The second swing is a nat 1, which is on brand.
First one just clubs through him so hard that you try and like bring it back around with your head, and he just sidesteps it a little bit out of like sheer just like he just got completely rocked by your last hit. He's in the middle of talking, and he's gonna be like, he is going to. I am going to strength check Ash and have him run into the circle to try and finish his stuff while casting spells.
Before he can do that, I'm going to shoulder rush him as my bonus action.
Okay.
And that is a 18.
It hits.
And it will do extra 4 damage. So he will take 33 damage this turn.
That's right. 103. Okay. That doesn't like displace him or anything, right? It doesn't like push him down or anything?
It does not say it does.
Okay. I was gonna say, because this is a character that is able to be knocked prone. I was just asking. Okay. Ash, please strength check with me as I roll strength against you.
Be hella strong, Ash. You can do it.
I specifically got a 15 because I have a -1 in strength.
My strength was a 23.
Okay. So he goes to like run past you. You can either say you let him, or it's your choice whether you stop him from running into the storm or not.
She's gonna clothesline him.
Okay. So he runs into you. Go ahead and roll your unarmed strike.
Okay.
Full on clotheslined by a red panda.
She will try to clothesline him. It's a 14.
All right, I'm gonna say he's knocked prone then. And he'll take his 14. No, you hit. Does that the damage?
No.
You did hit. That was the point. He ran into you. So how much damage did you do?
If it's just an unarmed strike, it's 5 damage.
Okay.
Well, plus 2, so 7. Sorry.
Okay. So from the ground, with his only action, I will have him pump a chromatic orb up into Ash.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast it on at level 5 though, if it does hit.
Okay.
Okay.
That sucks. Please don't die, Ash.
Do I hit you on a 16?
Yep.
Okay. You have 23. You'll have 23 fire damage.
Okay.
So, 11 fire damage. That's his whole turn. As this happens, that archer that was from before will roll up. He is a younger turkey vulture looking character in a hood, and he is gonna like look on and watch as you clothesline his boss, and he goes down and like throws this, and this giant fireball engulfs you, and then some of it gets sucked up into this energy, and you're still standing. All three of you are standing, looming around him, and I think the archer is going to just drop his crossbow and take the fuck off. He's like, I don't want. He's like, you know what? I don't get paid. Like, I don't need this. He obviously failed at his job to stop you all from getting here, and he is gonna try and like run, and kind of like you'll see him just disappear into the night below. If you even were paying attention to him, that's what happened.
Ash probably wouldn't have been.
I don't think Kasha would have been either, to be honest, which is why I mentioned it.
You would just.
I think the only person who would have noticed that was Whisper.
Right.
Yeah, you would have just seen Whisper look in the general direction with his paw. He just goes.
That being said, Ash, this would be your turn. Melee attacks are at advantage because he is prone.
Awesome.
Idiot.
Such an idiot.
All right. That's a nat 20.
All right, so you swing at his mouth still.
I am. So the very first is going to be 9, 2, 7. So her very first swing is going to do 18 damage.
Okay.
That's a 26. 2, 24.
This character has probably one of my favorite names I've ever named something, just so you know.
Vikr.
Vikr.
That's 20.
Well, Vikr's gonna die.
Very
yeah,
soon.
you're gonna go Kasha. You're gonna absolutely annihilate him. I promise. There's not.
Unless I miss everything again.
Well, you'll have advantage.
You say the most beautiful things, Whisper.
Do I? Do I really?
Amazing.
Plus 6. Plus 2. So in total, she did 48.
Anything else?
This guy's probably at like 1 HP.
No, but he's close, but not. He's not like that. But it's
He's in pain.
Yeah, no, he's going down this round most likely, but it's a matter of who gets. It's a matter of how close. That's all.
Since she got a nat 20, did she get to knock a few of his teeth out?
You have taken a giant chunk out of his jaw. Like he's literally missing like a part of his mouth.
Perfect. Yeah, she doesn't have anything else.
Okay.
But she's very satisfied with herself.
Yeah, your
Someone
sickle goes straight through. It takes like his tongue and like this whole piece of his cheek off as he like looks up, and you watch as his eyes set in, and it like sets in on him that he is going to die. Like this, like all the blood starts like just reaping out. Kasha, it's your turn.
Yeah, she's gonna attack him. Like,
Yep.
No mercy.
oh, and I have advantage, right?
Indeed.
God. So 17 is a hit. Let's actually do it with advantage so I don't have to roll everything twice. 23 is a hit. Nat 20, bitches!
These paladins, man. Let me tell you about paladins in our campaigns.
So all 4 hit. Because 18 still hits, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Whisper, did you have fun playing today?
Oh yeah, I had a lot of fun.
I'm sorry. I know for a fact that Kasha's about to kill this guy, so...
I had a lot of fun.
Kasha, do you do more than 26 damage?
I don't know yet.
No. 16. I'm so sorry. I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
Ash annihilates people, so go ahead.
Ash doesn't really understand the idea of like holding back,
26.
and she gets really excited during fights, so she's going for it.
Right. It's fine. Ash is like, for Carve. Carve, you have to roll the R4 too, though.
32. So I did 40 damage.
So you overkill him by like 30.
Hey, you should roll that d20 just to see if you lop off a limb before anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, roll the
you do-
d20. For Citrine.
It's only a 10.
Aw.
Unfortunate.
So you come down on him hard. He is unable.
As I'm stabbing him,
Mhm.
I'm going to be like, I don't even know how to express my level of disappointment and anger.
Mhm.
And it's just one of those things where I'm just like,
Just scream in his face.
yeah, I want to tell him something about like, Mar was once my friend and I had to kill him too. And it's just like,
He's gonna like look over and just use all of the energy that he would to Hellish Rebuke and just slam it into one of the chains as he goes down. And the chain's gonna rip out of the ground, and you're gonna see this now that you'll notice it's this cube they were talking about, this box, as it's like, and all of the arcane energy starts coming around, and like the torrent is going crazy. He's not able to stop or cast the ritual. Everybody roll dexterity saving throw. And then let's now talk about what we are going to do to stop this box after we roll that.
well,
21.
I'm really good at getting 15s on a dexterity saving throw. Let me tell you, this is the third 15 I've gotten in a
Well,
row.
15 is what you need to not get hurt.
I got hurt.
You got hurt. Okay.
Hurted.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12 lightning damage. As this box spirals out of control and it like turns, and as it turns, you're gonna watch as actually, like as it turns, you're gonna watch as the torrent like turns with it and like rotates, and it starts to like rip up because it needed all 4 of these chains to hold it into like a set place. One of you has to roll me a d100. Which one of you would like to do it?
I would like to roll the d100 here.
Are you all good with him holding?
Yeah.
Please,
Holding all this power.
please roll a d100.
We know what happened last time I rolled a d100.
I know what happened last time.
64.
So for those who don't know about my campaigns yet, I value the extremes of the roll when I say a d100. So the closer it is to 50, the worse it gets. This is how it's always been for us. This is how I've always done it. On a 64, you're going to watch as the box turns sideways and cuts through the base of where this ledge is, and it starts to crumble and shift off of the mountainside while you're standing on it. And it spins, and you know that if you want to stop this, something has to be done. The box has to be closed or grabbed and taken a hold of. You have to do something to stop this from whatever, but at the same time, this part of the mountain is starting to shift and fall and come down with you. So I just need your reactions to this moment.
I would leap off the side of the mountain at the box to try to grab it.
As Kasha does that, Ash would leap for the chain that was broken to see if she could hold it in place.
Okay. Very cool.
I think I would do my absolute best to try and help Kasha in any other way to reach that box in time.
Okay.
Like, even if I have to have Kasha standing on my back while I leaped off the edge.
Okay. Wow. That's awesome. Okay. Mina, you grab this chain. I need a strength check. And I need a strength saving throw.
Got it.
Kasha, you are being helped by him. Give me acrobatics on advantage.
My strength was a 10.
Okay.
Did you say a save or a check?
Save.
Yeah, it's a 10.
I got a 23.
Okay. Kasha, you run, and as you jump, you'll watch as Whisper jumps after you and literally pushes you into this box. And you grab it, all of the force. It's pretty large. It's like, it's almost like you'd have to grab two sides. It's like a chest at this point, but it's very sleek. So you grab the two parts, and all of the arcane energy turns and engulfs you and Whisper as you are trying to just get a hold of this thing. Both of you have to roll a Constitution saving throw. You, with the strength, you grab the chain, you hold on to it, but the chain whips up and brings you up into the air with them. And so you need a Constitution saving throw as well on a much lower, it's going to be a lower, DC.
I got a nat 20 for my save.
What the fuck? Okay.
I got a 14.
I got a 24.
Well, okay, all of you can save from that. That's cool. Nat 20, my lord. Whisper is just
Hold
like,
on today.
I don't care about these saving throws. Like, I need you to understand.
Sorry, it's 23.
I don't think I have failed a saving throw.
You haven't. You have not failed a saving throw this whole, other than, well, you were asleep. So, or no, other than your perception throw to see if this displacer beast tackles you. Yeah. Anyway, so as you grab the box, Kasha, you can feel it on the sides. It has those engraved masks on it. This chest is something of Mars, as far as you can tell. And you immediately go to stop it. You would put all of your force into it, I believe. The rest of you are following in suit as this happens. And the box is going to start to close up. But as it does, it's going to create this giant whirling tunnel of force. And although you won't take any damage from it, you are going to get ripped up and sucked into this box as it falls down the mountain and rolls off into Greybark Forest. Everybody,
So
that is where we...
We're inside the box?
Yes. That is where we will end this little mini-series. Thank you guys for joining us. Colliding Horizons was a lot of fun. I hope that everybody enjoys, and we'll catch you all later. I love you all very much.
Bye.